Hey guys, brand new podcast. I'm on tour. If you're getting this, go to Bert.com. I can sit and tell you all my tour dates. I think we're on the second leg of our Tampa run. I don't know if Shane's with me. DC, Boston, New York, then back to Boston, Cedar Rapids, Green Bay, Peoria, then back to Sioux City. I don't even know if these directions are right. You know that I have just learned how to manipulate my memory. I love it. I love knowing how to memorize stuff. Today's podcast is a good one. You have seen him on tour with me. He has been on tour, all the Hot Summer Nights tours with me. He has been on, I took him on the road with me for a ton. He is still on tour with me. He met me and Mark Normand in Ireland so he could see his mom's grave for the first time. What a fucking sweet man he is. And then he's at the House of Comedy in Phoenix, Arizona, November 26th, 28th, and 26th through 28th. His website is ShaneTorres.com. ShaneIsAComedian.com.
Yep. Here's more dates.
He's got more dates. I don't have the time to read those. Go to ShaneIsAComedian.com. Laughing Tap, Mississippi Studios, Portland, Oregon. Laughing Tap, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. House of Comedy, Plano, Texas, or House of Plano in Plano, Texas. Vermont Comedy Club, Loft, Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my buddy, my good friend, stand-up comedian, and all-around hilarious, sweethearted dude, Shane Torres. Yeah. It was really weird watching myself.
I think it sounds so fucking painful.
Like, no. You know what's so funny is I expected it to be very painful.
Yeah,
I expected it to be very painful, and so
just like looking at everything you do, like it's not even almost physical. It's like, look at how I'm not acting as well as these people in this kind of shit.
Yeah, so I bought 2 bottles of wine in my backpack for the screening. And they're like, we'll have wine there. By the way, they did not have enough wine. Like, immediately I was like, Doug Stanhope once told me, I travel with my own booze. I don't trust anyone. Like, what someone else's idea of
what enough is for you is kind of for anyone. Like, really. Like,
yeah, for anyone. Like, what?
Like, it could be like you way overbought with 2 bottles of wine. Is the inverse.
I bought 6. So I had 4 more in my car that I didn't bring up with me. Because I was like,
how long is your movie?
No,
it's like all 3 Lord of the Rings. Or did you just want one of those big soda cups that you could just fill the wine?
I figured I'd get enough for everyone there, right?
Okay.
And I didn't realize that everyone there was working. Like for everyone else, they're not watching themselves in a movie; they're working.
Yeah.
Like there's
professional component that's like your professional component of it is finished, and that's like your work part of it.
My work part's over. All I got to do is give notes, and my notes kind of are. I mean, I think they're
shake hands, take pictures, that kind of stuff.
I know, but my notes are more broader. Like, you know, they're not as fine tuned as what these people are doing. So like, there's a composer there that's watching it to figure out how to compose it, and then there's like there's an editor from another movie who gives him notes on where he thinks he can tighten, like just like everyone's working.
This part's a little long, like you don't need this cutaway and this kind of stuff at like whatever.
And so mine, any notes I would have are all kind of like selfish ego notes, like like, hey man, I look kind of fat in that, but
Can we use a shoulders up kind of shot?
The only thing I noticed that I think
mine would be like, why
the movie started out and I immediately started crying, and I know. Look, like the older I get, the more I realize I am a piece of work. Like I am a fucking weird fucking person that does not. I'm like, I started crying.
When you say we, like what? Like you were just emotionally overcome by what? Anxiety or like
just that it looked
gratefulness?
Good. I think I was very nervous that it wouldn't look good. And by the way, it still has a long way to go. You know.
But like also like. Done. You know, you're a comic. You're like, the goal is like, I just want to sell tickets, and then to be in a movie seems like a kind of crazy level thing.
It feels like a gross ask, to be honest with you. Like it feels like because not a lot of comics get to do a movie, so it feels like
Like
it feels like a lot of people would have the right to say, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" Because that's what I feel about myself.
Yeah, but because you feel that way, that doesn't mean you do deserve a movie, but it also doesn't mean you don't, right? Like I mean, like in the sense of like, no one deserves a movie. First of all, like, that's a crazy fucking thing.
It's a crazy thing,
but like I would say you are as qualified as most of your peers to be in a movie. You know, like, and a lot of your peers have been in movies. Like,
I'd hope so. I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess like we'll see. Like,
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, it's not like everybody's like, man, just fucking. And no offense, but nobody's like, Adam Sandler's just the actor of a generation. You know, like it's I mean, I do think he's great, but you get what I'm saying.
All I needed to be funny enough that people enjoy it. Me to be competent enough that my acting doesn't distract you from the movie. And when it
do the Seinfeld thing, put actors around you, kind of
great actors around me.
Yeah,
there's great actors around me.
Yeah.
That like I laughed out loud at every single person in this movie.
They can actually do comedy,
and I laughed a couple times at me. Like, and by the way, I'm not a big laugher at myself. I better take that back. What am I saying? My God, I gotta be more accountable with my words. I talk out of my fucking ass.
I also love that we were just like, man, I think I'm a piece of shit, and then there's just the gallery of Bert next to it. It's like, I get it, but like you have to remind yourself of your achievements. But it's just so funny the contrast.
A fucking walking contradiction.
We all are, dude. Yeah, like
I try to be accountable.
I went to the gym before this, and then I was just like, I got to have 2 spinach feta wraps because one wouldn't be.
Oh, well, yesterday I was like, oh, your phone.
Good to see you, Liam.
But yeah, no, to button this, the movie opens and it was better than I expected.
Like
I didn't know what
Peter
Tensio. I didn't know what a rough cut would look like, so I didn't know how polished a rough cut would be. I didn't know if it would look like a movie or if it was going to look like string outs. And so
like it was just going to be like all the scenes compiled together, and feel like choppy or something like that.
Yeah, and as soon as it started, I started crying, and then I started drinking, and then I started acting out all the scenes in my chair in the screening room.
Do you remember the dialogue?
Oh, yeah, I remember all the dialogue.
Yeah, and you were just like, and you were like,
doing like,
yeah, and then like,
and Leanne was like, and
that's so funny.
I do it for my specials too. I do it like what I can tell. This is an interesting little take for me, but like I can tell if my specials. I can tell when my special's flowing good because I move along with it. Like if I can move along with it, watching it and go from bit to bit, I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm going like the first time that happened was with the machine when we got them, and we didn't even really get that much of an edit say in the machine.
That was
way more
Showtime, right?
Showtime, yeah. We got the machine, and then I was like, and I started it, and I didn't like the way it started. And Leanne's like, no, we'll just trim that out. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, just cut that part where you're talking. This stuff right here is stupid. I don't know why you said that.
It's too long. Yeah, you were just like performing for the show and not for the camera, like for the live. Yeah, which are two very different things.
And then I started doing the act.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh wait, this is actually pretty good. She goes, it's great. And then for Secret Time, same thing happened. As soon as I got to like, I just there's a point in Secret Time where I started doing the thing, and as soon as you get into the thing where you're doing the thing, like for me, then I know, okay, this flows right.
Yeah, this is your like this is done the way you want it done, as opposed to it's interesting because you're giving people a lot of control over something you created when you do a special, which I don't think people understand.
I wish I had been one of those comics that were very confident early on. You know, like you look at like certain comics.
yeah. I think we all like. I mean, it's good that we don't because you're not ready for it. Sometimes you bite off more than you can chew, which a lot of people.
I think there's a lot of aspects that would have destroyed me. Like just my drinking would have been. My drinking's borderline out of control now. You know, you've seen me. You see how I live.
I mean, it's like, but it's not also like you do.
It's
everything,
also not.
You also do everything you're supposed to do. So it's like you're not like Nicolas Cage and leaving Las Vegas. Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, and I see my cardiologist every 9 months. I just saw him today. And but I definitely, I don't even know what I was. If I had been younger and gotten this, I was just saying this to someone.
But you were always kind of propelling forward at the beginning. Like even when you were young, like, I mean, I know you stayed in the place of like funny boning and road dogging for a few years, but like, or I don't know how long really, but like, but you were always kind of moving. You had your eyes on stuff, right?
Yeah, but I'll tell you what I didn't have that you have, and which I I think is cool as shit is like
you'd
No.
you'd open for her. that guy with the tour bus, something like that.
No, what I think is cool is like you have like industry respect and like the industry looks at you and goes, he is fucking funny. Like everyone in the industry says
Thank you.
that.
Yeah. But they're also like, how do we get them to sell tickets? It's like a big
That's
part.
the hard part. Is
Yeah, like
sometimes
it's like you can be good and work, but you're like it's also that thing of like it's scary to be where I am right now because it's like I think people do like the work I make for the most part. You know,
Yeah,
like when I go to a place, but like if you know what it is to not sell tickets, like and how
definitely.
nerve-wracking it is to like how do I get back to this place
it's
if
just
I'm not
frustrating.
yeah, and it's also scary. And like it's like and now it's not like posting on Instagram your dates is not changing anything.
It's not what it was when
people really started
I started doing like I feel like a few years ago you posted dates on Instagram and people were like
ting.
Yeah, put it in your stories and you'd have like 13,000 swipe ups.
Yeah.
And it's not that anymore. I don't know, you know.
But also for you it's very different now. Like your like cuz you've grown so big, like I think like podcasts, whatever, you know, like people just your website. I think a lot of comics just have websites because you're supposed to. It's your digital business card. I bet like your website actually gets traffic on it. Like whereas a lot of comics,
I don't know about,
but or not traffic.
No, but I think podcasting
between all your things.
I think I was very lucky to get into Two Bears One Cave when I did. I think that both Tom and I think are very grateful for that.
You guys like
podcast.
really buffered each other up or bumped each
we
other.
really enjoy it, and you know, it's like
It seems to be. By the way, the weight vest thing the other day was pretty funny. I like that.
You.
Yeah, the bed reveal was pretty good.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you. I'm in an interesting place with social media because I feel like I have, to an extent, overexposed myself in my family and stuff, and so yesterday was interesting because I did those 2 jokes or whatever, and then it ended with Leanne singing "Sweet Home," whatever, some song.
Oh, yeah,
and I was
a
like,
Joe Cocker song or something.
Yeah, Joe
like that?
Cocker song, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Now I'm not gonna.
That's it for the day.
That's it for the day. I'm gonna put my phone away, and I'm gonna disconnect. Like,
do you look at it as a thing of like, this is a thing I have to do today, and this is a thing I can control? Like it's like. If like a boxer's like I got to go do sit-ups today and do the like it's like maintenance almost.
You know, it's so funny. I had a guy call me. I still, just so everyone's aware, I still have my old phone. So if you want to FaceTime me, and I know it's interesting the stuff you put out comes back to you, right?
Yeah.
It's like I FaceTime people. I love FaceTiming people.
Yeah, it's fun.
I never call someone. I never text them. I love to FaceTime with someone out of the blue. And so
I think you've done that to me.
I do that to everyone. I've just FaceTime people.
Yeah, I think you guys were on the bus and I was like somewhere and you guys were just like loaded. It was like 3 a.m. They were like, we miss you.
So all I do is get FaceTimes on that old number.
Yeah.
People FaceTime it all the time. And I answer it sometimes. Like if I'm sitting by it comes into my computer. This is all stuff I probably shouldn't say out loud, but whatever. I saw
them know after the Howie episode.
Oh yeah, they're gonna know after the Howie Mandel episode. So it comes into my old computer because my computer is connected to that phone number. So FaceTime show up all the time from fans. And if I'm sitting there doing nothing, I'll answer them. And it's always a very cool interaction. It's always like
they're usually just shocked to like.
They're always shocked. They're always like, "Oh shit!" And then I'm like, "What's up?" and I'm telling you, every time it's a very casual, cool conversation where it lasts about 5 minutes and we just talk.
Can I answer it one time?
Please. We had to shut the computer down because it happens so often.
You get calls like a couple times an hour. What?
I would say, definitely once an hour. Yeah. Easily. If I'm on a Zoom, I'll get 2 calls during the Zooms. And so, like I watched this one the other day. I won't say his name, but a really nice guy who happened to grow up with a kid I grew up with, and their moms were friends, and he lives just outside Orlando. And my buddy,
did you pick it up because it was like a Florida number? Or
just picked it up because I saw it, and the guy it was so funny because the guy was so cool. Like he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "What you doing?" And he was like, "Nothing." He was like sitting by my yard having a cold beer, getting ready to watch some football. I said, really? I go, who you watching? And he goes, Bucks, man, come on. And I was like, oh, okay. Where you at? He told me where he's from. And then we bullshitted back and forth for a little bit. And he goes, actually, one of my best friends growing up, like a cousin of mine, is one of your good friends, and named him. And I went, oh, shut up. And he was like, oh, yeah, our moms are best friends. I was like, oh, cool. And then he said to me, he goes, hey, man, just so you know, I really enjoy your Instagram stories. And I went, thanks. And he goes, I kind of live vicariously through you, you know? So keep it up, buddy. And I was like, thanks, man. And you hang up, you're like, that was perfect. That was a perfect, like, almost like
it was
getting in the water with a shark and then getting out of the water with a shark. Like that could have been.
Could have been like, you fucking suck. Yeah.
Could have been horrible.
Yeah. I think it's, I never really thought about the negative. Like, if somebody just called you to hate on you, that'd be fucking.
Well, that was what was happening with that phone, was that there were a few people. What's interesting is they start as fans. They start as like legit fans. And I'm just speaking about these people that are the reason I had to change my phone number.
Yeah.
And not a ton of them, but enough where I didn't want them to have access to my eyes.
Yeah, and like, don't give them any space. Like, you know, like, fuck them. Like,
yeah. I didn't want them to be able to, like, me check and go, oh, who's this? And then it's something mean about my surgery and about me dying and how they hope I die.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh God,
that's fucking. Like, well, that's just like, you know, everyone's like pretty angry right now, I think, in the world. Like, and it's just like, I think so much of it is like, that's like a mentally ill person who's willing to call you and say something that fucking horrid.
I think
just so you like, just because they didn't like one joke or whatever, or like found a reason to not like you, whatever it is. Yeah.
I think it's
whoever you are, you know.
I think it's interesting. It's like you look at the way this country is so polarized, but then you see the polarization all of a sudden meeting in weird places. It fascinates me. You know, I don't think anyone's going to really know the true effects of what that lockdown did to our country and did to our mental state.
Oh, dude, no. Like, yeah, I agree. I think it's like, there's so much, like, I mean, PTSD is the word the phrase you would use. I think it's just like, it's insane. Like, I have friends who are like, I wouldn't call them agoraphobic now, but like.
Wow, that's so interesting. That is the conversation I had with my fucking cardiologist today. Because I was like, hey man, I can't, like, I went to the Denver airport. I talked about this on Two Bears, but I went to the Denver airport and I had a legit panic attack. First of all, it was the most packed airport I've ever been in my entire life.
Denver airport, I was there on Sunday. It's fucking insane.
Were the lines around the baggage claim?
They were crazy, dude. And like, I mean, you have all the shit. I have all the shit that gets you through, and you're like, how is this still 40 minutes? And everything, you know, like, why? I'm supposed to be able to get through this, like, all of my bullshit at the airport in 25, 30 minutes. Like, half an hour, like, to my gate from check-in and everything. Like, that's about how much patience I can have. And even then, I'm a real moody fuck about it. And then the Denver airport is gnarly. And it's not under construction or anything. Like, it was so buck.
What's so interesting, too, is that, you know, that interacting with people has become a tad bit volatile in situations. And I, in a weird way, I find a comfort in not going outside because I don't have any bad interactions.
Yes. This is safe. This is...
Like, when we were at Red Rocks, we went and saw Jimmy Buffett. And we had a private entrance to get in and out of Red Rocks. So we had a Sprinter van waiting for us, and I'd performed there the night before, so they'd allowed us backstage access down a set of stairs over to the
VIP area or whatever,
to the bus where it was waiting for us. And this woman that worked at Red Rocks, no fault of hers, she doesn't know who I am. Now, here's the other thing: is I've gotten so mediocre on stances, on being like, I've gotten so. This woman, no fault of hers, didn't know who I was and said something super nasty to me. She worked at Red Rocks, like really fucking mean. And
because you guys were there in the space?
Because we were trying to get by. And it was just like fucking uncalled for. But at the same time, I kind of forgave her right away. And I was like, she doesn't know who I am. If you don't know who I am, what? Well, how many million people say this? How many million people say, I performed here last night? I mean, like, I bet a lot of people.
Yeah, and like, we wouldn't know who they are. Half of them are. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that. Do you know who I am thing is like a kind of a shit is a shitty
I didn't say
thing
that,
about-
but by the way,
Yeah.
I didn't even say it. And I'm not putting it past me that I'm not the kind of guy to say it, but I wasn't even saying it. She was just look. I'll flex celebrity if I can to get me anything. I want the fucking Johnson & Johnson booster.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever I can. But my
Go on.
but it's like just simple interactions these days.
They're
can
little
get so shitty.
yeah.
Where I feel like civility is a tad bit lost. A little bit of like.
I mean, didn't you feel that way when we first went out and audiences were like, "How comfortable am I?" Like, I think it's like that's just another small example of it, but like just seeing like knowing how they used to interact as opposed to how they interact now is very like now I feel people are a little more loose, but like when we first went out and did the drive-in stuff, people were like a little like. Not that they weren't enjoying it, but like how enthusiastic can they be? And they're like, or they're overly enthusiastic, but they're not as raucous because they don't feel safe being near people yet, but they're out there anyways.
The simple fact, remember the one time I think we were in like Oklahoma and we were outside the bus and some guy came up and we were like, oh, we need to keep distance. And he was like, oh, you guys aren't those COVID believers, are you? Yeah. And we were like,
I mean, I'm not really like,
and
I think it might have been I think it was Oklahoma. Yeah, we were in Tulsa, and we remember I was like, I need to get toothpaste, and we drove to a Walmart, and it was like, we're not getting out of this fucking van.
But it's like,
yeah,
it's
but like, yeah, some of us are. I'm not. And now I am dogging people for not believing in it at this point. Yeah, like I used to be like, I mean, like, we're all scared, we don't know what's going on, but now I am like, don't be a fucking asshole. Don't tell me it's not real.
Yeah,
yeah. Like,
what's so interesting is that like. Just wearing a mask is a political statement.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. I told you I was in Virginia Beach and I put on my mask before I walked into the store and this guy called it a Biden flag. I was like, that's pretty creative for a redneck.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's just like, normally it's just like, nice one, geek, or whatever, like.
God, how great. I wish I was. I could think of a million things to say to someone with a mask if I was anti-mask.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, does that help block dicks going in your mouth?
Yeah. I think there's I mean, you can sit around all day and make fun of it. But,
oh, yeah. By the way, there's people listening to this podcast that don't believe in masks.
Yeah.
And by the way, I got to be honest with you. I'm fucking done with masks. I don't want to wear masks.
Fucking fully irritated by it. But I still think they believe they serve a purpose. Like, you like it that like, but I'm done with it too, but like the people getting sick are not the ones wearing masks a lot of the time. I don't know what you fucking want from people. Like,
I can't wait until we know all the information on this disease.
So many people are gonna be so wrong on so many things, dude.
I can't wait. I wish I could go in a time machine and go like just 5 years from now. Like when they thought AIDS was like just a gay plague. And then they're like, oh no, I remember
it can affect everyone.
Because like I didn't understand AIDS.
What they call it, grids before?
Did they?
Gay required immune deficiency syndrome. Yeah, like that was like they called it
grids.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I remember when AIDS came out, I was a firm. I'm a weird rule follower in those senses. Like I was like, hey, you wear condoms or you will get AIDS. I remember getting to college and being like, no, man, she had sex with a guy without a condom. She's gonna have AIDS. Like, I remember I just did not understand that, like, you could have unprotected sex and you probably weren't going to catch AIDS.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like,
that the homecoming queen probably wasn't riddled with AIDS.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But, like,
if a girl had sex with 3 people, that didn't mean she was 100% more likely to have AIDS.
Yeah,
which is how and that's what I am with that disease. That's how my brain thought in high school is like, must wear condoms.
Like everything is the worst possible result. Like, and do you think that, like, are you saying this because you think a lot of people feel that way about this?
I don't even know. I know that I did. Like when I look back at some things that we were told and that we did, and I feel so foolish. Like pizzas. if we got I had a really hard time getting pizzas delivered because I was like, babe, they're going to be covered in COVID. And I think this goes into my OCD a little bit.
Wiping down fruits.
I wiped down fruits. I
Yeah.
wiped down pizzas.
Well, remember-
if we got packages, you left them outside for 3 days.
Yeah, the last show I did with you before was Constitution Hall, and then I went to go tape that thing, and we like COVID was already like really present, but it wasn't, nothing had shut down yet. And you're like, I keep touching my fucking face. Leanne tells me if I
Yeah.
touch my face, it's a good way for it to get in through my eye, like, or something like.
Yeah.
And we were all like, I have no idea, like, and it's also like, at that point, I'm also like, err on the side of caution right now. We don't know how fucking bad
Yeah.
this is. Like, that doesn't make me crazy. Like, but like, we didn't know. But like, I mean, now I don't think people think you can get COVID from touching a pen that somebody else had. You know, like,
I start thinking,
you know,
to
like,
my-
and when
yeah.
I wipe down everything on the airplane, when they give me a sandy wipe, I'm like, this is like performative.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know,
a little
look,
bit. Yeah.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
kinda
and I
wanna
mean, you
say-
might still be able to get COVID from touching some. I don't know, but like, it does feel a bit like, well, then if it's this crazy, then we all should probably just not even be on the plane. Like, to
Right,
me, to some
right.
degree, if it's that transmissible just through touch. But then what the fuck do I know? I'm not a doctor. I'm fucking.
I just can't wait until we know everything. And they're like, oh, no. As a matter of fact, it's only people who had chicken poxes between the ages of 7
Oh,
and
there's
10.
going to be so many.
It's going to be something very specific. And everyone's going to be like, I wish we had known this at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Say, fucking,
I remember the
our
day.
economy wouldn't be in shambles if we had this fucking.
My,
Well, it's
my-
like, I got a family member who's just like, you hear about like, there's 100 people that have had this weird blood disorder from that had got the vaccine. And I was like, oh, well, there's 168 million people who haven't gotten it. Like,
So wait,
and that's also a thing. Like, there's a risk involved. Like, you
so
know,
what's it like when you have family members who you disagree with completely? And how does it?
I mean, I don't think shaming them or anything like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't mean like, that's fucking stupid. I don't say that, but I do say, well, like, there's this thing that's otherwise, you know,
Yeah.
like, I don't, for me personally, him saying that 100 people have gotten a blood disorder or whatever it is not untrue. I mean, I'm sure they do have a blood disorder, but like, you're pointing to that. So to me, it's like, okay, well then I need to point to a thing they also haven't. Like, you say they all got the vaccine and that's caused the blood disorder. That's like the logic of this guy's
Yeah.
thinking. And my logic is like, well, there's 168 million people who did get it and don't have, like,
Yeah.
and if it's like, if 100 is like a significant number than to you, then 168 million should be a far more significant number to you. Like, I don't know, but like, I also think people just don't want to be wrong about stuff now. Like,
People,
I think
no one's willing to be fucking wrong.
yeah, like, and it's just like, we should be. We'll get a lot further along.
It's funny because oh shit, I just
That
lost
sucks
my
to
train of
though.
thought.
Talk to a person that
Oh.
like disagree with someone you have to love.
What I really find fascinating is the people that are anti-vaxxers aren't just all one set of people. Like, it's people from the right
No,
and
oh
people
yeah,
from the
like,
left.
we're like, we've come so far around, we're standing behind each other now.
yeah, it's,
like,
it's so
fucking,
and by the way, I
like naturalist and like far right conservatives have some things in common when it comes to. Like,
I read an article.
Like, a lot of people don't like vaccines on either side.
Yeah.
yeah.
I read a thing today about Black Lives Matters is anti-vaccine. That, by the way, someone may want to research that.
yeah.
That's me reading a headline.
Notice how I
You're like, that doesn't sound accurate.
I don't know
Bert.
what I mean. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are people in the Black Lives Matter movement that are not pro this vaccine. I know
Let's
plenty
see.
of people, but there are people everywhere.
I gotta stop.
Did you
reading the
Google
news.
it?
It's. By the way,
What does it say?
I can't. Man, I get too many. You read something and then you go,
Oh.
you go, holy shit, and then you're like, oh yeah, Fox News. Okay,
Yeah. Well, you also absorb. Like, I think we don't talk about how much what we absorb affects us.
yeah,
You know, like, if I watch like too much Sopranos, I'll be like, yeah, fuck everyone. You know,
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
have that infiltrates me, and I know that's a piece of fiction.
yeah.
So if I watch too much news,
Oh,
I think we also need to like think about just shutting these fucking things off every once in a
I
while.
want to start from scratch with my news feed. Like I might
I don't
start a
even know where
brand
you
new.
would begin to do that.
I want to start a brand new. Like, I'd have to burn everything, right?
Yeah.
Burn every computer,
You
burn
can't,
every
like,
phone.
New computer, totally new email address.
I don't know why I get anything
Go.
Machine Gun Kelly. Anything.
He's everywhere. I don't know shit about this guy. He's feuding with one of the guys from Slipknot now, and that's
Corey Taylor. Corey motherfucking Taylor.
that's news.
That's news to me. By the way, I just saw that yesterday.
I saw it. I was reading it in my car when I was sitting outside because I got here a few minutes early, and it was just like, yeah, Corey Taylor has receipts from his email conversation with Travis Barker and Machine Gun Kelly, and I get a news alert that's just like more people are dying of COVID than the Spanish flu epidemic. And I just knock that right out and get right back to these fucking
Did you see the picture they used for that? More people are dying. Pull up my Instagram. Did you see this?
No.
Oh, this is great.
It's fucking exhausting.
My Instagram. So everyone tweeted me and they're like, and they just all of a sudden, all I'm getting is more people are dying from the COVID than the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
And I'm getting like 100 of these, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is?
I did see this.
And my picture's in the back, shirtless.
Where is this?
I don't know.
It looks like Manhattan or something.
Who took this picture? I love the person that took the picture that was like, hold on, let's get this glove wearing, masked up.
That's so, yeah. And Jesus. Do you, when something like this happens to you, like this, do people like associate you with like, just because you don't have a mask on, there's just this crazy headline.
I have no idea.
Like if people were like, he thinks it's not real too.
Oh,
like,
I probably.
I mean, you think people just run with it, or
I get
people
so
have
many.
more good
I
sense?
get so many.
That's
so much
funny.
shit from Two Bears One Cave of guys making jokes. Like so much of Two Bears One Cave is interactive that there are so many jokes posted about me that I couldn't even tell you. I could like
oh, you can't keep up with it.
I couldn't keep up with it. It's so many.
Is there a relief in that? Not keeping up with it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like just to be like,
because you can just pick what you want to actually give a fuck about in these arguments.
Yeah, and you get a kick out of it.
Yeah,
you get a kick out of it. Like
yeah.
There's a few guys that are really fucking good. They're called I think they're called the Comedy Collective. I think that's what they're called. But like it's really bizarre because you get
their Christian name, or did they give it to themselves?
That's their Christian name.
Yeah.
The
Comedy
but like I know them because they post jokes and some jokes.
Okay. It's like a content.
It's a content community.
Yeah.
And they post jokes. They're real big fans of Your Mom's House and Two Bears.
Okay.
And so they just post content all the time. And I got to be honest with you, I very often do they miss, or do they? Yeah, very inoften do they miss. Like a lot of the times they're really got really good senses of humor. And like last night I was fucking texting with one of them. Just he was drinking. He was like, "This is my first time away from the house in a while," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And we were just bullshitting back and forth, and it's like I don't even know him really. I know his name, but I don't know.
But you don't like have like a real.
I don't have a real relationship, but I know I've seen so much of his stuff that I feel like I know him. Like, do you remember Chase Lepard?
Who?
Do you remember Chase when we were in San Francisco doing dates? He was on tour with us for a few dates. Chase Lepard.
What did we do in San Francisco?
During Hot Summer Nights.
Was I in San Francisco? Maybe I wasn't there.
Maybe you weren't, but he toured with us for a little bit.
Because I mean, maybe that sounds kind of familiar, but I don't fucking yeah. But anyway.
So yeah, but it's funny that what comes up in your news feed, because like it's for me it's like it's first of all it's anything Kaylee Cuoco. Kaylee Cuoco is big time in my news feed.
Yeah,
I think she was in my TV show.
That makes sense. Yeah,
anything.
And then like
anything Machine Gun Kelly.
What's the Machine Gun Kelly? Because I listened to here's how I know it's working. Because I follow a lot of music festivals, and he played Riot Fest, and that's where he said that shit about Corey Taylor.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't even know this guy. Like, I know of him, I was like, I'll listen to his album and see if I like it. Like, I should know.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is mid-90s pop. Like, it's 100%.
He's changed genres a couple times.
Yeah, like he was a rapper at first, right? Yeah.
He's a rapper. I got to say, to be dead honest with you, he put on one of the best shows I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Without a doubt, one of the best shows I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, top to bottom, where you're like, this guy gives it his all, and he just barely doesn't get hurt. Like he's on top of speakers, he's stage diving, he's climbing things. He's got great, like he's really in it.
He's got like charisma, and he's like there the whole time.
He's got charisma, and he's a very sweet guy. From all I could tell, I don't really know him, but I met him roughly.
Yeah, but like an in passing.
Yeah, my trailer said Machine, his said Machine Gun Kelly, and so like I
were you guys at a festival or something?
We did a festival together, yeah, and but my thing with him, I know it would be cool if you could go back and find out the thing you Googled that put that into your feed, right?
I bet it's like, I bet because I bet like I was on Riot Fest page. I saw something from like Consequence of Sound or one of these kind of like music websites, and then I went to my Spotify and listened to Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah,
and now it's just like everything I see, and I'm reading it as we're so susceptible to this shit.
Oh.
I thought it used to not work on me. This is how I know it actually works, because believe it or not, I was in a fast food restaurant.
No,
yeah. And I was like ordering
a fast food restaurant.
Jack in the Box.
Wait, do you enjoy Jack in the Box?
I enjoy it all, man. It's not about enjoying it at this point. It's just having it. But this kid behind the counter, like, I was like, I'll have this. He goes, what do you want to drink with that? And he was wearing a Dr. Pepper hat. And he goes, what do you want to drink? And I was like, Dr. Pepper. I just looked at his hat and cut him off and didn't even finish it. Like, in that moment, I was very much like, oh, this all just works. Like, we're all susceptible to it.
Well,
like,
I was saying to someone, I might have been saying this to Dr. Drew. I wonder how programmed we are by our phones, meaning like how much I actually form my opinions, because it's
how much you were predisposed. Like,
and also why they're not using more porn to do it. Because porn's when you're most susceptible. Porn is when you're your lizard person, and
what if that's like the barrier kind of gate? You're like, we got to sell more soda. Let's get two girls with huge knockers out here.
Yeah, no, but like, what if they just subtly sold you in the middle of porn? Like in the middle of porn, certain phrases or certain trigger phrases that you knew in a Pavlovian way would force you to react different ways. Like one of the things I really believe that like racism is inherent in porn. I believe that racism is a through line throughout pornography. Is that
yeah? Well, it seems pretty segregated, and if it's not, it's like it's advertised as such as being like
I
black guy, white girl, or whatever, but they much more colorful language than that.
Yeah, and it's like and so all these stereotypes are portrayed throughout porn, right?
Okay,
and then you're like, all right, like it's so I wonder how much that programs our youth, right? Like if porn was just a little less, I was saying to someone that
available.
No, just a little more regulated in that people just would flag it and go, hey man, this porn is 7 black guys dominating a white girl saying horrible shit to her. Don't put that out there. That's gonna cause bad.
Oh yeah, I think like the intensity, like like wanting to see boobs is normal,
right?
Yeah, like, but then like there's this distortion of like how intense it gets for like and how available it is for like like you remember the first time you saw like a Playboy and you're like, that's pretty cool, and then the first time you saw a porn, that's pretty cool, and then the first time you saw like something that freaked you out a little bit where you're just like
a pregnant porn,
or
that was the first one. That was what it was.
Yeah,
first thing that was outside the realms was a pregnant chick getting fucked, and I was like, what the fuck?
Who's this for?
And and I remember, I can tell you where
but maybe
I was.
It is for somebody in a good way.
Well, now me, but well, once you fucked a pregnant chick,
pregnant women, maybe they like it. I don't know.
But it's this is what I was okay. So like right now, all that comes up in my news feed, all I see for whatever reason on Pornhub for me, it's like a constant is stepmother, stepson, or stepbrother, stepsister.
Do you think the volume of that is just because here's kind of what I think?
What?
I think they just are like, it's hardly ever any dialogue explaining like, I'm your stepmother. It's always just some guy jerking off to an older woman in a shower. You know,
No.
and
Not the ones I've seen. The ones
but
I've seen
sometimes I think
is,
they just make the label up after. They're just
oh,
like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
and then that label sells for them.
Yeah. Like, and I think like what's actually in the package is it's like opening a Hershey's bar and just getting a Hershey's wrapper, just getting any chocolate bar.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you're getting what you want still. Like,
It's
so because I think sometimes like you're just like, oh, I watch real estate porn sometimes. I don't know why, but I do, and whatever.
and they give facts about the house as they fuck.
No, they don't.
5
They don't ever. They're
bedroom,
like, sometimes
4
they're just
bath.
like, this is the bedroom, and that's about as much. like that's about as much real estate knowledge goes. It's like they're not like, yeah, we could put new backsplash over. They're like, I'll backsplash your back or whatever. It's
Wait, how
so
many square
little.
feet is this house?
Yeah, like just like, I'm a realtor, or it's like, hi, I'm Toby, and then they just get in there and fucking turn each other inside out for an hour and a half or whatever.
I would love to have legit real estate porn where it is on Zillow and you're looking at houses and then you're watching people fuck in different rooms, so you get like a perspective of, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this pool is huge.
Yeah, this goes back to your thing of like advertising with pornography.
I really think there is a venue, an avenue for that. I saw porn one time. I went into a house. I was working for Spike TV, and we shot a show called Fresh Baked Video Games, and we shot it in this house, and we got shut down. Right, we got shut down.
Hold on. So, Fresh Baked Video Games
What was the name of the show?
It was for Spike, and you were on location shooting at a house.
Yeah, it was like a variety show, a hosted variety show where I was in all the things.
Okay,
and so like this one was have porn stars review gaming chairs, and so porn stars would sit in a gaming chair and it would vibrate, and they'd be like, it was just
a silly bit, whatever.
Silly.
Yeah.
It was like a Man Show Light type stuff.
Yeah.
And so we did. Remind me to tell you about one we did. Oh wow! And so I wonder if you could find these online. Type in Bert Kreischer Fresh Baked Video Games, and so I'm certain I've posted one of these online, and we got shut down. We got shut down in shooting it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "We did have porn stars there, but like, we're not shooting a porn." It looked suspect. They came in. The commission came in, saw the girls in bathing suits. Was like, "You're done. You're shooting a porn." And we're like, "No, first of all, we're not shooting a porn. We're shooting a show for Spike TV." And they're like, "It's a porn. You're out." And I was like, "What a fucking..."
And also, you can sit here.
Counterfire. Type in, see if you can find Fresh Baked Bert Kreischer Counterfire. And you're going to try to look on YouTube. I think that's going to be your best bet. So we get shut down. I remember this house distinctly, and they're like,
because they were saying you weren't using it for what you said you were going to use it for.
They're like, and no one uses this house for anything but porn. The house had hit stop.
Why would you just use that?
And so look at how fucking...
Oh my God.
Hang on, don't play this. Let me finish
That's
the
your porn
conversation.
star?
Let me... No. So wait, hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I think so.
So
young Bert Kreischer reared his head.
These were the segments, but we got shut down. I remember the house distinctly had glass stairs, and I was like, it does kind of look like a porn house. Like, and they're like, no, we're just shooting a TV show. Cut to, I'm jerking off one day, and I see someone getting fucked on glass stairs, and I go, oh, that's the house we shot in. I know exactly where that is. And then I had to stop, and I was like, I think that's the chick that was in our segment. And I was like, oh, I bet we had porn producers just...
Oh, we have a location.
And we got the chick.
And they're just like, it's like any other. It's like that bridge that's in every movie in LA.
Yeah.
Like so then they're like, we call this
Suicide Bridge.
We call this the Fairmount Bridge for pornography.
So
or whatever fucking bridge. It's like, it's the Hollywood sign of dick sucking. Like,
it was fucking hilarious. Now, this is another segment we did called
Did it take you out of it?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah, I know.
Only a couple times have I been taken out of it, where I was like, one time in Brazil, where I was really hungover, trying to jerk off just to like get my head straight.
To go back to sleep?
Nope. I had to go to work. And I was like, all right, I'm feeling hungover. I feel like if I jerk off, I'll get some serotonin in my head.
Raise some endorphins,
yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
and I'll be like, I'm ready to go. and I couldn't do it. And I remember sitting looking at my water pick and going like, what the fuck are we doing? And I was like, my blood pressure's got to be through the roof right now. By the way, I'm shocked my blood pressure was so good in there. It was so bad this morning.
It fucking but I mean, like anything can affect your blood pressure, right? Like, isn't it like it's very susceptible to like
stress? I'm going through a lot of stress right now with just, I think I'm just overbooked. I'm overbooked and I have like a couple weeks home and
then you're trying to. I'm back out with you in like 2 weeks.
I know. I can't wait. So wait, Counterfire. So Counterfire was this segment we did. No one go looking for these because they're. I mean, it's a very young. I'm sure I said cancelable stuff in this because this is back when comedy was like the outrageous.
Fun as Evil Dead Regeneration. Today, my two guests, real people who live the game. To my right, Tom Cottrell, a real-life mortician, and last but not least, a woman who has actually died and come back to be on our show. If you'll
specifically,
Barbara Harris Whitfield. I see dead people. Do people do that to you all the time when you go to a party? Hey,
no,
Barbara, I see dead people. And then you're like, come on, guys, it's getting old. Let's take a look at the game real quick. Evil Dead Regeneration.
You want to know what I think of this game?
Yes, but in 1 second.
So this was a way to cover the game.
I want to know what you think about
And so it's just me
and two people who enjoy the game.
No, they've never played the game. He's just a mortician. She died and came back to life, and it's me just being horrifically inappropriate to both of them, and just being like, so how weird do you get with the corpses? And the mortician's like, you can get weird with them. And you're like, really? and by the way, here's what's crazy is people weren't savvy to the internet or to television yet.
Yeah, nobody had figured it out yet. Yeah.
So people were like, I don't even really know what this is. And so they were just being funny, and some people got upset. And I remember the best one we had out of this. The best one. I had like a few go-to questions, and one of them was just to like, you'd have questions that would like throw them off to get them thinking about something else.
So you could hit them with another question.
So you could go to another question.
Rope-a-dope, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the questions was to the two people, the sweetest guy in the world. And I go, Jennifer, how old were you when you lost your virginity? And she was like, wait, why am I supposed to answer that? And I go, Zach, how old were you? And he goes, 15. And I go, whoa, 15. That's pretty young. Now, go back to you, Barbara. And then he just goes, stop. I lied. And I went, huh? And he goes, I lied. I don't know why I lied. I'm nervous. And and I look and I go, okay. And he goes, and he's like 27 years old. And he goes, I'm still a virgin. Okay, I'm still a virgin. And I was like, all right. And he goes, I don't know why I just lied to you. And I go,
good on him.
I was like, whoa. I was like, so many times I've missaid things and then just been like, I fucked that up. I just keep going.
Are there things?
And this kid was the sweetest kid.
I mean, I hope he's not a virgin anymore. But like, are there things this is pretty embarrassing, you have refused to ask the question about, but everybody, like when people are talking to him, like, yeah, I mean, of course that's like
what? Well,
I'm trying to think of an example. Like, you pretend to know the answer thing because the general consensus is that everybody knows the answer. Like,
I'm by the way, I don't even need to know so many things totally, like that. But yeah. Like, I by the way, I'm just. I have.
It's like when I use a word wrong, almost like
salt of the earth. I've used that wrong my entire fucking life. These people were salt of the earth. I mean, you didn't want to be around them, and everyone's like,
"Well, that's like one that actually makes like a little bit of sense because if you salted the earth, nothing would grow there. It's like bad, right?
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah. But I thought also, I can see how you make that jump. I used to, the expression like a washed pot never boils.
Hold on.
I know. See,
wait, did you say a washed pot never boils?
That's what I still said it wrong.
Yeah. A washed pot never boils.
There's so many things like this in my life that I will
washed pot never boils.
Yeah, and I was like, that never makes sense, but I would use it.
Yeah,
all the fucking time.
I used to think.
My friend Sean said "kosh" into the wind. Like kosh is a word. Like
you just want to throw kosh.
I just want to throw a kosh into the wind instead of kosh.
I got a handful of kosh. And look at it go. Wait, I used to think ends meet were we just trying to make ends meet. I thought that was a sandwich, so that the very end of when the butcher shaves the meat, and it's like kind of cheap. Like that's what they'd sell you, because it was cheap. And if you were poor, you were just trying to make ends meet, and you were like, oh, I'll take an ends meet sandwich. Like I didn't know that they were talking about two
I'll have what's
pens.
on the menu, but cheaper.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not a very I'm back in therapy, by the way.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I'm realizing how unexamined I live my life. Like how kind of just when I'm having my funnest, I'm not really paying attention to anything other than the moment. I was thinking about this, that like being in the moment is like when you can skip, right? And I think a lot of those times I just
When
say,
you can skip, like you mean,
we just skip.
you have
You're
joy.
just you're like
joy. Yeah.
Or like you hear music and you do a little dance and you feel good.
Yeah.
And I think when I fuck up sayings like that, I think I'm living in the moment. Like I think when I'm at my dumbest, I'm in the moment. Like when I am my least examined.
Yeah, that's interesting because you're still present. You're just kind of
Very
wrong
present.
about the thing that. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
I thought it was eavesdrop because you'd ease on into a conversation.
I thought that for the only reason I know that is because watching TV and I had the captions on and it said eavesdrop,
Oh.
and I was like, oh,
I'm
like, for real, I was just like, blew my mind.
I'm dyslexic, and I'm dyslexic. There's people that are a lot more dyslexic than I am. I am dyslexic in an unexamined kind of way. Like I can read out loud. It takes me a little while. If I'm not there, I fuck up a lot. And but I kind of learned how to speed read in 9th grade, where I just grab words and we took a speed reading class in 9th grade summer school for people that had bad reading comprehension. And by the way, it was me and now all my best friends, like whoever was in that class. It was me.
You guys were getting in
beer.
trouble and not looking at books,
Dude. We were.
Yeah, of course that group. Like that's kind of a failure of the public school system when you think about it. Just like let's put all these guys that have this one problem together, and that's how we'll fix this. Like maybe they need attention alone.
Oh, but like
yeah, of course. What do you mean? All these guys who can't do one thing, who don't really take an interest in it. We're gonna put them together. And
let's hope they find marijuana and alcohol quickly.
Or just like, and then we're gonna give them the thing they don't do well.
Speed reading. We gave us speed reading, and my recollection of speed reading was grab 2 words out of that line, and then you got the sentence.
Yeah.
So like throw. I'll speed read real quick.
I think there's a thing about this. Like, there's a thing about like how the way we look at words, we just take the first and last letter most of the time.
Yeah.
And then just because of the way sentences are constructed, or we've been conditioned to construct.
Yeah, let's speed read some Twitter. This is a great idea.
Yeah. Oh, let's start with NASA. That one.
NASA innovating space exploration. Okay, keep going.
You know what's funny is that we're about to speed read something that a lot of people went to school for. We're just kind of yeah. Fucking Bezos is doing it too.
Do me a favor real quick. Go to Explore on Twitter. This is the only thing I use Twitter for. Is like a little bit of a news feed, but it's based. Oh, what's Mark Maron? Who to follow? Oh, this must be you. Okay, zoom in so I can see that. I can't see that. My eyes are going. Home Economics. Jimmy Tatro's in that movie. Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
Keep going. Elvira. I remember her. She died. Wait, she has COVID? Oh.
What did it say?
What the fuck?
You're doing a great job of speed reading all this.
Wait, I'm The Advocate. Okay, The Advocate's like a
LGBTQ.
Joe Walsh is dead. Joe Walsh. What happened with Joe Walsh? From the beginning, it's been a tragedy.
The speed reading thing is not going.
This is what
Joe Walsh is dead. Joe Walsh is dead. Who's Mark Maron? This must be your Twitter. We're going to Mars. Like,
oh wait,
Jesus.
Joe Walsh. Wait, what? From the beginning. Wait, I just started following the Gabby Petito thing.
Oh yeah, me too.
You
remember that Patrice bit about?
Yeah, it's the best bit.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot to tell it to me. I forgot to tell it to me. I forgot.
He goes, you know how good looking a white woman was by how long they'll look for her. She goes missing. And then I think he looked at some woman in the front row. Was like, "You wouldn't make it to lunch."
The best part of that bit.
It was Natalie Holloway. I think he used as the example, if I remember it right.
Yeah, he goes, "What was the name of that girl in Bermuda that she went? What was her name?" They go, "Natalie Holloway." He goes, "Right." And he goes, "Then there's that other girl he killed that Vandersloot killed. The one in Brazil, what was her name? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if they're gonna find that kid because he's like missing, or not. Like he's not missing. He's run away.
that's one of my biggest fucking fears is the type of guy my daughters end up dating. Because I dated. See, here's the thing.
Yeah,
I dated
but like
bad. I
your
dated.
kids have sense. Like Leanne's smart. It's like she's done a good job on. Like I mean, kids are all dumb and crazy, you know. But like, they're fine. Your kids will be fine.
See,
Yeah.
I think.
Like-
Here's the problem. Think about the people you dated when we dated chicks. So like, we dated some off the wall chicks, right?
Yeah.
But when you date off the wall guys,
it's
a little scarier.
much more volatile and
yeah,
scary.
especially like, I mean,
You kind of know that you weren't that guy. You know, like in a way, like you know, like I remember dating a girl that was like kind of a bad girl, right?
Yeah.
But like, and then like we like whatever we dated a little bit in high school, and then like she hung out with like everyone, but like there was a couple dudes she'd see around, and you're like, I'm like, and in my mind it'd be like, she should be dating Ricky, not me. Like they're the same kind of like.
yeah,
They're on the same level of like, let's do this. Let's be extra. You know, like they were on the same wavelength of like, both like, fuck that, we're going out even more. You know, and I'd be like, yeah, like that kind of stuff. You kind of know it's about finding the right fit and groove. I think.
it's funny.
But I knew dudes like that, and I would just be like, I wouldn't want them dating my sister.
But your fit isn't.
I don't have a sister.
Is it? Do you think inherently, inherently, it takes a while before you figure out your fit?
Oh, I'm still figuring it out. My fit.
Like, what do you think? Like, okay, let's go through different fits. So when you were in high school, what
breaking it into certain parts of your life? Yeah.
In high school, what was your fit? Like, what was the kind of people you wanted to hang out with, and what was the kind of girl you wanted to date in high school?
I wanted to date kind of every girl, you know, like in that way of like, there are women now that I was like, I would have loved to date her in high school, you know, like when I was in high school, and I'm like, and I look back and I'm like, and I was like, and I look at them and I'm like, they were this person the whole time and they're fucking disgusting. Like because they were like a pretty blonde girl or what, you know, like, so that was part of it. And then there was like this other part of it where it's just like, oh, this girl is like more my speed because she's like, likes this or like, is like, you know, does these kind of things that I'm into.
Do you ever look at a girl
but then
now?
like maybe I wasn't attracted to him really, but I was like, this is just a fit. Like that's how this makes sense.
Do you ever look at a girl now and go, oh, I would love to date you in high school, and then you see a picture of her in high school and you're like, I would not have given you the time of day.
Yes.
Like, what happened?
Yeah, people grow into themselves.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I mean, like, do you think you are a better catch now than you were in high school, like as a person, like on the trajectory of like?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I think everybody who knew me in high school thinks that. Like, and I mean, I also think they didn't think I was gonna be shit. So like, now that I've done anything, I'm not saying they look at me now and like Shane's a world beater. I'm just saying like, hey, he pays his rent. We were just kind of hoping
He pays his rent.
Yeah,
That's more than I can expect.
I mean, I seriously think some people were like, this guy's gonna be a fucking loser.
Oh, I think that people thought I was going to be an absolute loser.
Yeah,
I think people thought I was going to be an absolute loser, and I thought I was too. I kind of was like, I don't know. I kind of
like,
thought I'd pull
not
it
your
out.
friends, but like the like
Even my
the
friend
outside,
friends. Even my friend friends. I think
from a place of worry.
Well, yeah. Well, like I was written up as the #1 party animal in the country, and then all of a sudden, I don't think anyone said, "Well, a career will be made out of this."
Yeah, but
I think
like,
that was a little bit of a fucking Houdini move.
But they didn't think you were dumb, right? Like,
I don't even know about that.
You know what I mean? Like, because like I mean, like, you're a party animal, but like some people are just like, well, he's not stupid, he just parties. Like,
well, I also
like Bert will open a chain of bars and he'll be fine or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think. I mean, I don't know what my friends thought about me enough. Like, meaning, I think people were like, well, I guess he'll get a job in sales or he'll get a job doing something
that allows
selling.
him to kind of live like this. And
and he'll probably, I think I definitely out kicked my coverage with what people expected of me. But at the same time, I kind of thought in my head, I'm going to.
No one lives up to their coverage though from high school either, for the most part. Let's like be very clear about that. Like very few people like you know, like I know like valedictorians and stuff, and I'm like, they're fine, you know, like a lot of, but like,
I think a lot of people. I think the average person lives up, just kicks right around their coverage.
Yeah.
But like I definitely was.
You ever meet somebody who goes to like a prestigious college like Harvard, and then you're like, what are you doing at this enterprise rent-a-car? Like, you know, like, because like they're on a path. You know, like
I'm trying to think. If
I
I
met a
knew.
disbarred lawyer once, and I was like, man, how'd you get disbarred? You know, like, and he's like, I just kept fucking up, like, just like, you know, like he got like DUIs and like, but he was just like a booze hound, is what it was. And I was like, oh, you were on a path, like you spent 7 years in school, like you were direct, you know, like you had like a focus.
Yeah.
I find most people who don't end up doing something, it's not because they're idiots or they're but like they just lack a direction. You know, like they only went to college because they were told they went to go to college. They only got married because they were told they had to get married. Like or we do these things. Like, so like,
I think that's
so when someone is like a lawyer, you're like, oh, this person's got something kind of figured out, like in my mind. Yeah.
But I think also,
and then you wonder how they fall apart like that.
We were that. I mean, I'll say I was that generation where there wasn't a lot of creativity in occupations. Like there was like,
it was not encouraged. Yeah,
it was not. Like when I was in college, it was like you are either you're gonna sell medical supplies, like a really good job if you sold medical supplies. But you're gonna sell something.
You mean like in your where you went to school, or in your like in your community, or
and just sold medical supplies? I mean, like that was like the big stints were like a big. If you sold stints or catheters.
My dad was a salesman. He sold like, I think he was pretty bad at it, but like he got, because he was always selling different stuff, you know. So yeah, like he was sold industrial cleaners to like warehouses and stuff, and then like one time he was just selling like roofing supplies. so it's weird because salesman as a job is kind of a weird time.
I would have excelled at that. I think
you probably been pretty good at
industrial cleaner, something where it's like it's hard to really judge against the competition. You're really buying from a guy you like, you know.
Yeah,
I would have been good at that because I would have just been like, I would have been fun as fuck. Pull up and I would have had a big SUV or a big pickup truck.
Yeah,
and pull up and
Bert's here. Dan, good to see you.
Dan, oh man, hey, how's the wife and kids? Oh, wait, we got to take you guys out on the boat next week.
Yeah,
and I would have been just entertaining as fuck.
That suits to your natural skill set, which is like me as a salesman would just be like,
I can't see you as a salesman.
No, it's so
all.
bad. Like I'm just like so bad. Just be like, come on, like look. I'm on my last leg here. Just buy this goddamn box of envelopes, or my wife's gonna divorce. I would say things like that. Like that's not.
I'm on my last fucking leg here.
High pressure sales tactics. I was like, pretty sure she's gonna leave me if I don't have a sale this week. Just like dead. I was like, my kid's leg has got a weird infection.
I knew that was what you were gonna say. My kid's got rickets.
Yeah, I thought we cured it too. Put you down for a box. Put you down for a box of paper clips. Like, I don't know. But like, no. It's fine. I'm sure Lots of people can afford.
So I could see you definitely welling up when the guy passed on you, and he's like, he just looks at you and goes, "You're not going to cry, Shane, are you?" You're like,
I don't want to give you the satisfaction.
No, I don't want to give you the satisfaction. Not in here, I won't.
I would end a lot of meetings that don't end in sales with, I thought we were friends. Like, I had to say shit like that. And then I go off to another fucking office park and do it again. I can't imagine doing it. It seems like the idea of approaching people with like, please buy something from me is so weird, but I guess I do it anyways.
Well, no, but it's what's interesting is it is a muscle. So like my friends used to do this thing called southeastern, southwest. It was southwest. It was a direction.
Northeast.
It was
Pacific Northwest.
Type in book door-to-door book sales, and then type in northeast, northwest, southeast, south.
My friends did this with knives. They would sell knives.
North. What is this? Southwestern Advantage. What's that?
Company recruits college and university students as in the pandemic.
Southwestern company. So my buddies all did this door-to-door salesman. What's that?
That's it.
Southwestern company. Door-to-door deception.
Yeah, so they basically I don't want to slander the company. I'm in a new thing where I don't want to. I've noticed I talk shit a lot, where like I say things about things that maybe isn't the best way to say them. So I'm going to try to stop doing that. So it probably wasn't this company. However,
It could have been, but there's this article out here that's not too flattering.
yeah.
Yeah.
It says, how do you feel about a company that relies on prying information about your children from your neighbors without your consent?
Sounds pretty predatory.
By the way,
doesn't it?
this sounds exactly
What is
like
this
the
website?
company.
Is it just WordPress? It's a WordPress site?
I'm going to find the name of the company.
Yeah. My buddies, though, would sell knives door to door. Like a few guys in my neighborhood that I grew up with tried to do it, and they all tried to sell knives to my mom.
Cutco.
Yeah, that was it.
I did that.
You did that?
Yeah,
That seemed like fucking like the worst racket to be in.
it was bad.
Yeah.
Cutco, they sold knives?
Yeah.
Ooh, I would love to. You know how quickly I'd buy those knives?
You as far as good as a salesman you would also be twice as bad a buyer.
I am a hardcore mark. I am a hardcore mark.
Was like, we're on the road and we're like, when we were on the drive-in tour and we were like, we need to get some stuff to do. So we went into like the Big Five Sporting Goods. You were like,
I got a weight vest.
You got boxing mitts. You got everything we used once. It was like the worst amount of consumption for like, and then like Ron would be mad because there'd be nowhere for him to put anything in the fucking store. Yeah.
I have it all in there now. I have everything in there. It's but so
bringing the pickleball net this time around.
Yeah. Definitely doing
Yeah.
pickleball. I told I mean I haven't. We haven't
That was
talked
my
about this.
favorite thing on the whole tour was like just drinking, like feeling like not like still having beers and having a good time after, but not feeling like slovenly and just getting a sweat on after our shows and stuff. That was like,
I think we burned calories.
yeah. Oh, we got pretty into. The funniest was when you and Mans would go at each other, and Mans get all drunk, and he'd just be like, "No, we got to put it away because the boss man says so." Like, Bert's right because he said.
Wait, are you on the Florida dates?
I don't think so. I got a chunk of stuff from Heidi, but
Okay.
yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But pickleball was my favorite thing. My favorite thing ever.
It was so fun, and everybody got really competitive.
Everyone did.
Wanted to be actually good at it. It was like when my friends and I started playing like hockey when we were kids and stuff. Like everybody in the group wanted to be like like good, and like every day that's what we did. We just knew. Yeah.
Oh, it was the best when we just go to a park. Just say, Ron, just take us out to this Target parking lot.
Yeah.
Or we'll play pickleball until 4 a.m.
Remember the night we played under the parking structure and it was just bouncing off everything? We made up our own rules.
Well, there's a pickleball. There's this type of pickleball in Japan where they play in a cage and you can hit it out of the cage. Have you seen that?
No.
Type in different types of pickleball. But hold on. So wait, I want to finish. I got to finish.
What is the search engine like on this fucking...
This is what's wrong. This is why my news feed's fucked up.
Yeah.
This is
maybe that pickleball and it's just Machine Gun Kelly arguing.
indoor. Type in indoor.
It's like an old people game, right? And like a lot of seniors play it.
No, not anymore. By the way, there's this in a cage. They're doing it in a cage, and it's so fucking amazing. And they've got to get out of the cage to hit. It's so fucking good.
Hold on. So
everyone's playing pickleball. Pickleball's blowing the fuck up.
Okay.
And I feel like we were at ground zero.
I don't think we were at ground zero.
We
went to a hotel that had a pickleball court. I didn't remember.
You're right. You're right.
We were not at ground zero.
Right. We weren't at ground zero.
Yeah. But we were
on the 3rd floor.
We were second wave.
We were first responders to pickleball.
Yeah. We were 4 idiots that could watch something.
4 idiots that love. By the way,
but couldn't go to restaurants or movies.
Couldn't go to restaurants or movies, but we could play pickleball.
Forced ourselves. It took a pandemic to force us into moderate exercise.
And I got to tell you, man, I'm still upset about the chalk game in this world and how hard it was to put chalk down. Like chalking a pickleball court was one of the most stressful fucking things.
Yeah, it should have it was because we'd be fucking sweaty and tired.
Just chalking it.
There seems to be there should be a remedy for that somewhere.
I don't know. Well,
like on football fields, you have the guys that'll chalk the fields and stuff.
I would love to. I wanted to
like a handheld chalker.
I wanted to get the spray paint gun and just spray paint it, but that's pretty rude to do to someone's.
But if you could do it with like a wash away chalk, but
you'd need a wash away spray paint.
Yeah.
Ooh, Holston, Google
spray chalk.
Google wash away spray paint. I would love that
because
here we go. Wash away spray paint. There we go. We got it. Fuck yeah. All right. We've got our new pickleball court liners.
Is this what this is, or is it the... Oh yeah, spray chalk. That's exactly what we did.
That's what we want. Spray chalk.
Yeah.
Halston, can you send me that Amazon link so I can buy some? I want to get back. I want to get back to salesmanship. I want to finish this thing on salesmanship
Because you're enthusiastic, so you'll buy.
Oh
Yeah.
I'll buy anything.
Yeah.
How many times did we go into a sporting goods store? And I bought. I remember. Do you remember when I bought myself special rackets? And I was like,
That's true. Like you came back, like you were fucking. You were like that Lucas in what was it, the game, the wizard, when he bust out the power glove. Like you were like, check this out. And we were all like, what? Like you've been practicing at home.
So my buddy Hutch went to.
It's a good name for a buddy.
It's a great name for a buddy.
Yeah.
Him and this guy Dave Mills, like all these guys went and sold books over the summer for this company.
It was like a college kid job, or
college kid job. You went door to door. I think you went in more underprivileged areas. Not, and that's not to.
But yeah.
That's not to assume. I don't want anyone to assume race in that. I think you went to more underprivileged, more like.
There's a lot of poor white trash in Florida.
I don't think race was the deeming factor of where you went. I think it was just anywhere.
Economics
were bad. You would live with a family. So you'd be there for 3 months. You'd be there for the whole summer. You'd live with a family. They'd put you up in a house. And then they would teach you almost like a skill set to sell, which was like, hey, at 3:00, I need you to do a cartwheel and spin around 3 times and say goofy words. And so they do these things where they'd spin around and do, and what it was to remind you to be light, be happy. And it was like a bunch of things.
To have like a conditioning, it was like a conditioning exercise to like frame your mindset, I guess.
Yeah, to frame your mindset. And so like you couldn't even talk to, if I'm serious, if you tried to say it to Hutch.
That's like what people would say, like if you were like, did you brainwash Shane Torres? And then I'd be like, and then you would say something like, no, I taught him conditioning exercises to like frame his mindset. It's like the legal like language you would be allowed to say.
But it made these guys into incredible salesmen. And what it did is it's like once you're in host mode as a host of a show, it's really hard to get out. It's a muscle that all of a sudden shows up. I remember I was in Montreal with a bunch of like club owners, and we were walking down the street, and someone said, hey, what do you think that guy's got? And I walked up to him. I go, hey man, what are you eating today? And the guy goes, a little bit of poutine with whatchamacallit. I go, awesome. Where did you get that at? And he goes, right back there. I go, nice. You like it? And he was like, I love it. And I go, really? So you'd recommend it? And he's like, yeah. And I came back and I was like, you got to, and they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh, and that's like the exact opposite of what I would do.
Yeah. And they go,
I would go eat an egg sandwich I didn't like after the first bite, like as to just not talk to it. I would go the other way completely.
But I was so used to being at theme parks and interacting with strangers and going up and going, hey man, where are you from? Tell me about yourself. And then it was like it was a very natural muscle. For me.
But it's also a developed thing. Like
it's developed. But
like my point being, like even though you have a natural inclination for it, you also got better at it. Like
I got much better at it, and
as opposed to having a little bit of raw ability for so to say to like actually just go up and talk to people.
When I first started doing Bert the Conqueror, I did not want to bother people. I didn't want to go up to people. Yeah. And then I did
fucking TV shows.
I've had a few.
Yeah.
And then when I did Trip Flip, I had to go find people on the street and try to take them on trips of a lifetime. So I'd be like, "Hey, you guys adventurous?" And it's just almost like it's like barking. When I worked the door,
but you have to be gregarious to do that. Like,
yeah, but when I worked the door at Boston Comedy Club, I was very, at first very shy because I was like, I don't want to just go up to people who are walking down the street and bother them. And then you just got to this place where you're like, just shut it off. You're like, hey man, you want to go see a comedy show? Hey, you guys look like you're having a good time, and you get into this salesmanship. My point being, these guys that did, and I'm assuming it was Southwestern, but these guys who did Southwest or whatever the book selling company, allegedly, I don't know what it is, but whatever
company your friends worked for,
we were doing a car wash one day for our fraternity, and this guy Dave Mills, who had done the book selling and been a part of it, he showed up a little late, and we weren't washing any cars, and in a matter of seconds, he got everyone that was inside the gas station outside and all fighting to get their car washed next. It was so amazing to watch him with sheer confidence just go up and go, hey, I mean, it was like, hey, you have a great car.
What did he
You have a
say to him?
I heard this thing one time. Al Pacino, see if you can find Al Pacino, Glengarry Glen Ross sales techniques. So for
it's the Alec. Is it the Alec Baldwin?
No. So for Glengarry Glen Ross, they brought in an actual salesman into the cast to show them some sales techniques of what a real salesman
Like what it
does.
actually looks like, and
the guy came in and he put his watch on Al Pacino, and Al Pacino said within you're never gonna find it. He said within 5 minutes, him and Lemon, who was the guy?
Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon. Within 5 minutes, him and Jack Lemmon were fighting on who could buy this property this guy was trying to sell. And he goes, it was like, I'm by the way, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But like he did this thing where the guy took off his watch and he goes, let me ask you a question. Put on my watch. And the guy goes, and Al Pacino puts on his watch and he goes, watch looks good on you. Oh, no, that's right. I think the guy was trying to sell him the watch.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden Al Pacino's like, I'm gonna buy the fucking watch. Whatever it was, it's behind the scenes. It's DVD extras. It's DVD extras. It was on the DVD extras. And Al Pacino was like, oh yeah, within a matter of seconds, this guy had sold me. And there are certain people that know how to sell.
Yeah.
And Hutch would sell you on anything. And it wasn't like, it was just very natural, very, very natural.
like you and very much in that way of like, look, I'm not a mark. I'm not. Somebody's not going to sell me a timeshare.
Someone's not going to sell me at all.
Yeah, and then like, let me ask you why you think that way, and then you're just fucking down this road, and
you're on images.
All of a sudden,
I
you
would
have
go to videos.
All of a sudden, you have a timeshare in Galveston or something shitty.
I wish I could find. I wouldn't know what to tell you to look for, but it was amazing to. No, it's so. You don't know what Glengarry Glen Ross is, do you? Okay.
It's
a very epic
David
movie.
Mamet.
David Mamet wrote it.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
like a play, and they made it into a movie.
Have you you've never seen Glengarry Glen Ross?
No.
Dude, if you want to see like people be alpha males and also and also fall apart at the exact same time, like this fucking movie is great for it.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is see if you can read the descriptions. But when Al Pacino says when they brought the real salesman in, real salesmen can really. My buddy Miles Mosley can fucking sell. Like he's just personable. He's likable. He's funny. He can drink for drink with you if you want, and if you need to,
he can turn it off.
He can turn it off. Like he is just like these are all Florida State kids. Like they just knew how to be in a room, and I find that so fascinating because in comedy you find.
Do you think that's why? Well, like you said, you think you'd be a good salesman, right?
Yeah.
Like, so when you like go pitch a project or an idea, I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like,
so,
but
yeah,
I mean, it's the same. Essentially, you're still trying to get people to invest in you, but it's.
I think I've gotten a lot better at it. I think there was
it's a practice thing too.
Oh yeah. Because I was very needy when I was young. So like I would go into a room and you could
Comedy does that too. I think
being thirsty, like thirst is a very unattractive quality. Like when you're thirsty, it's just different than hungry.
Yeah.
Hungry is I want someone.
I'll
who's
get it
hungry.
fucking done. Like,
Oh.
if you give me the shot, I'll get it fucking done. Thirsty is like, please God, I'll do anything.
I'll do anything. I need this money.
Yeah.
And I was very thirsty as a young comic, and now I'd say I'm very hungry and it's funny. I
think in comedy when you start, you got that like, oh, thank you so much for having me. Just like it's such an honor to be on your stage.
Yeah.
Here at the Ha Ha Baloney Bin, and you're like, and like you should be grateful to get any real stage time in front of a real audience, but it's also like. You gotta know your worth at some point. Like
that's what I admire about Dave Chappelle. He has always been hungry, maybe not even at times hungry, but he's always known his worth.
Yeah,
I've never seen that guy look thirsty ever.
No, like I don't know if he did when he first started. Like like I think he was like
he was so
figured out that he was so prolific
talented.
that Whereas like other people, you grow into it. Like like knowing your worth is like I think like. like no, I'm good. Like I'm good, and you want to like work with me. Like
Yeah.
I'm not just taking a meeting with you to fill an hour out of your day. Like is like the difference between like the first general meeting you have. You're just like, oh, like I didn't
Yeah.
like the first audition I had ever. I went in and like I shook everyone's hands and stuff, and fucking. Apparently that's bad form, but also
It's,
in my mind, it's also like that's how I was raised. When you meet anyone, like, and that's just not the etiquette.
That's not LA. I remember that one guy
yeah.
goes, whoa, I don't shake hands. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I looked at everyone. I was like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
And then I went to the next guy. He goes, I don't shake hands either. And I was like, okay. Guess
Yeah.
I'm not shaking hands with anybody.
Yeah, so weird. I think it was Vince Vaughn. He said to someone like it was like he wasn't on an audition. He goes, "It's such an honor to meet you," and it was like a fucking like a reader, it was like not that that's not an important job, but it was just like tries to be like, "Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much."
It's such an honor to meet you." He's a prince.
Let me introduce you to Crowd Health. It isn't health insurance. It's a better way to pay medical expenses. Crowd Health is a community of people who are tired of paying for a broken system. A place where you can get simple, flexible, and affordable ways to pay for your health care. Being in the Crowd Health community can save you hundreds of dollars and put thousands of dollars back into your pocket. It's flexible. Membership as a monthly subscription. Start or stop whenever it's convenient for you. Simple, transparent pricing, customized to fit your needs, and they lower your monthly insurance costs. And you can see any doctor you want. Super easy. You just use their app, find a doctor anywhere in the country, ranking from a 1 to 5 star rating. Scan the bills, throw them away. Crowd Health takes it from there. Press a button, and you receive virtual care anytime, anywhere. The membership is a community of health-conscious members who want to stay and get healthy in return for lower prices. 100% of your monthly membership pays for actual health care costs, helping the whole Crowd Health community stay healthy while keeping money in your pocket. Crowd Health is able to offer amazing prices because of its community and health-conscious members. But for a limited time, you, my listener, get your first month for free. And after you've been a member, Crowd Health will include a fitness wearable. That's 30 days to try risk-free. Plus, you get a fitness wearable. Just go to joincrowdhealth.com/fit and enter the code BERT at sign-up. That is joincrowdhealth.com/fit, and the promo code is BERT. Crowd Health is not health insurance. It's a community-powered alternative. Terms and conditions may apply. Look, you're a busy guy, so stop thinking about what to wear and just embrace the radically efficient Mack Weldon Daily Wear System. The Daily Wear System is a selection of clothes rooted in smart designs, made with performance fabrics, and built to work together. From breathable t-shirts and polos to stylish button-ups and shorts, underwear, and beyond, Mack Weldon makes it easy for you to dress for work, leisure, and play. I absolutely love Mack Weldon. I have it on the bus, and it's so nice to not have to put thought into what you're wearing and look good and feel comfortable. For the ultimate lazy Sundays, try their Ace sweatshorts that have modern tailoring and pair perfectly with their ultra soft, ultra upgraded Pima tees. Their tees are so fucking comfortable. For weekend travels, both near and far, their silver knit polo and radius shorts are perfect high-tech, highly packable combo. Buy some time with the Mack Weldon Daily Wear System. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/Bert and enter the code BERT at checkout. That's MackWeldon.com/Bert and the promo code BERT for 20% off Mack Weldon. Radically efficient wardrobing. It's interesting. I wonder if that's the thing, like when you see, like, you know how I forget, someone was telling me about like how they'll never be able to talk to Bill Burr as a one-on-one because they see him too much as like up here. And I go, so funny. I know Bill, how talented he is, and I know where he is on the pecking order of comedy. I think literally top 5 guys doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
right
there's
now.
like an argument to be made that he could even be number one. Like,
I could make the argument that he's number one very easily.
If comedy is a basketball championship and you need a player, like him being picked first overall is not a crazy pick at all. Like,
not at all.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I don't have that conversation issue with a guy like Bill or Joe. But I may have it with like Chris Rock.
Yeah,
Or
is it
Jerry
because
Seinfeld.
You're more like have a more of a peership with those guys, like
I'm definitely not. I don't even think I'm peers.
well,
with
like
either
but
of those
you are.
guys.
You're like in comedy. It's
I
interesting.
mean, we're peers. I don't
peers
mean
are
that,
not your like. Peers don't mean the same thing in comedy. Like as it, like
Yeah.
everyone else, because peers are like the phrase, like it's your equals, and like that's not the case in comedy
Well,
because
let me
you're
argue
equals
this
in
is
some
that
ways.
is that I there's a big swath of comedy that theoretically may not be able to sell as many tickets as I do, but I consider them my peers.
Yeah.
So if we're doing that, then I definitely consider Joe and Bill and Dave, I guess, theoretically my peers because we all but
Play
I
the
don't
same.
consider Dave Chappelle's my age, so that's different, but like Chris Rock is not my peer. He is a fucking Chris Rock. Like like Jerry Seinfeld's not my peer. He's Jerry Seinfeld. Like Chris Rock, I have such a new like
There's such a he's got COVID right now too, right?
He's got COVID,
hopefully
yeah.
he's fine. Yeah,
he's
but
I like
I know because you guys play the same venues and stuff, but there's different scales to that even. Like
but look, Chris
being a
Chris
success.
Rock. Chris Rock was such. I mean, and I don't know if I've always said this. I don't know what I've ever said about Chris Rock because I've just been fucking drunk half the time on podcasts. But like he's such. I was talking with Tom about him the other day, and Tom hung out with him, and he was like, "It's my first time ever meeting him." Like, so crazy. It's Chris Rock, and that was the weight on me where I was like, "Oh, it's Chris fucking Rock." Like Chris Rock is the guy that. I was saying it to Howie Mandel, like when Howie Mandel and Ellen and Paula Poundstone and all those guys were big comedy names. That's when you were like, I could never do this. I don't even know what that is. Chris Rock did it, and it wasn't that I said, "Oh, now I can do it," but you're like, "Oh, now that's something I want to do." Like the way he did it was so beautiful,
like
that I was
inspired,
inspired you to go.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Like
I mean,
that's
I looked at like.
that's my music.
No one
like,
ever
whatever,
looked at Sinbad and I was like, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know, or like that's attainable. You're like, Sinbad was just such celebrity was so different when I was a child compared to when I was in college and I saw Chris Rock and I was like, oh no, wait, this is the guy. Like Chris Rock, I'm really fucking fascinated with Chris Rock right now. And Norm, by the way.
Yeah.
But like Chris Rock gets discovered by Eddie Murphy, right?
Mhm.
Does a couple movies, does some like I think he did Def Jam, then gets on SNL and then kind of falters at SNL. SNL doesn't really pop, right? Doesn't really pop. And his comeback story of then coming back to do Bring the Pain, that is the thing that I think I connect with the most. Is the fact that you could have he did, you know, he did New Jack City, where the term cancel culture comes up. That's where that's who created that. And then does SNL and kind of just like doesn't pop from SNL.
Yeah, he does fine. Like he's on. I don't know how long he was on. Maybe one season, too. I have no idea, but like
Yeah. And then he comes back and does Bring the Pain. I'm gonna say, if you give me top in my lifetime top 10 specials, definitely in the top 10 special. Top 5, I might put it best special I've ever seen.
I would put it in my 10.
I would put it as
I would put it in my 10 for sure.
Dave Attell's Skanks for the Memories is the best, without a doubt, the best stand-up album I've ever heard in my life, without a doubt.
It's ridiculously dense.
It is dense. The laughs per minutes are through the roof.
Yeah.
It feels loose. It doesn't feel like it's scripted.
It doesn't feel like bang, bang. Like it doesn't feel like bullet points when you listen. Yeah. And then, I mean, I think Norm's speaking of me doing stand-up is like you talk about a masterclass of someone just sitting in the pocket and holding on to jokes for as long as they can. And people are just being like losing their shit. And he's not like, he's just in control of the flow. Like, it's not like, you know, like some comics are like, just like bang, bang, bang. And he's just like taking his time. Like, and there's these little asides in it that are so funny when he does the bit about Janice, the woman that goes missing. Do you know that bit where he talks about, he's like, you know, he's like, I don't give a fuck about what anyone says about the woods, but if you see the woods on the news, you're like, that ain't good. He goes, they're like Janice is missing, and he goes, and if I was a serial killer, I'd study her habits. I'd be real cunning. I mean, Every Wednesday she goes down to the YWCA and plays basketball, which is fine nowadays. Like there's all these little he goes, and she'd walk out with a ridiculous tri-colored ball. There's all these they have nothing to do with the overall bit, which is about how the news covers missing people essentially. But there's all these just little ribbons in it that are just perfect. It's perfect brushstrokes on this wide. Have you ever seen a painting you fall in love with, and then you're looking at the whole thing and you're like, this is incredible. Yeah. And then you look at one part of it, the way someone's hand is in the painting. You're like, oh, that detail is insane. That's what that special is like from Norm. It is
I listened to. So I was trying to do a open tabs, and we still may do it on Norm, but my thing was, there's so many great videos on Norm that it goes 1 hour of Norm being hilarious that I think you should just watch that whole 1 hour. Yeah, because there's what am I gonna do? Pick out my favorite parts?
It's impossible. It's crazy.
The best of Norm, the best of him, is him calling into Dennis Miller. So he would call into Dennis Miller weekly, right? Yeah. And when Dennis Miller still has a radio show, and Dennis Miller loved him so much.
Well, they were writers together, right?
I think Norm took the weekend update from him
after.
And so he does this bit on Larry Craig. Do you remember who Larry Craig was? He was the Idaho senator, congressman who type in Larry Craig. He got the Idaho congressman who got caught in the Minneapolis bathroom trying to solicit sex.
Okay.
I don't think allegedly.
Yeah. Larry Craig is a retired American politician from the state of Idaho. Yeah. Good.
So he goes, so Norm is like, Norm was like, have you been following this, Dennis? And Dennis is like, yeah, Normie, what's your take? And he goes, I don't know. It just seems really intimate, to meet people in an airport. I can't imagine it, Dennis. What do you do? Do you tap toes and then he comes to your stall and you're like, well, welcome to my space. I was just defecating in here, but so it may smell a little bit, but let's make this quick. I got a 7:20 to Detroit and I want to stop by Sbarro's. But it's just so it got me.
Yeah, it's the way he just kind of it's just it's salacious. The headline is so salacious. Senator is caught doing whatever sex act in the Minneapolis airport bathroom. But for him to just be no. What's crazy is he did all of this too.
Do you want to hear something that's absolutely probably the most insane thing I've listened to? Pull up Nerdist. Norm Macdonald. Is Leanne in there? Is Leanne doing a podcast in there, Halston? Who's talking in there?
It's outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he had a really interesting interview because I listened to it. I was really sad about it. A bunch of comics that went out and got drunk.
Yeah, Nerdist podcast. Go to 114. Can you play audio in here?
My buddy Sam Evans is a comic, was saying the best thing about Norm was when he was on late night, it actually felt like late night was supposed to feel again,
because it was dangerous
and exciting. Yeah, and very
he wouldn't let you get to the joke. A lot of times he'd give you a premise and go, bring up this, and they go, so tell us about Norm, about that. And he's like, I don't know, what do you think about it? And then you could see the host being like, you're the one that brought it up, and fucking toying with them
and dancing and move. It's
Chris Hardwick did such an amazing job, and at this point, 114. I'll just give you the gist of it, and obviously my paraphrase is all over the map. But Norm basically says, "I'm not into young comics. I'm not into confessional comedy." I saw a one woman show where she told everyone she had breast cancer, and he thought, what a selfish thing to do. He was like, everyone gets cancer. A lot of people get cancer. It seems like you're not being brave. And everyone said she was brave. Because it seems like, in my opinion, it's not brave to tell everyone you have cancer. It's something else. It's something else. It seems like you're asking for empathy. You're asking for empathy, knowing, by the way, he is diagnosed with cancer at this time. And then he tells this story of this guy who was in a movie, who was in a David Lynch movie, and he was nominated for an Oscar. And he said, and at the time he did the movie, and at the time he was nominated, he was riddled with cancer, and he didn't tell a soul. And he said, had he
It's
told
the Chadwick
everyone,
Boseman thing too. Remember, he didn't tell any like it. And then you look back at it, and people were just like, there were articles on the internet. Look how skinny Chadwick Boseman is. The internet doesn't love it, and you're like, yeah, maybe fucking think about something.
It's crazy, and it's I'm torn between it because I do personally think that you can draw. I don't know. I mean, I talk about having anxiety a lot, and I've dealt with anxiety my whole life, and I actually don't find a stigma around it at all. Nor I think it's kind of powerful when you hear people talking about it and hear people beating it or getting through it or hear tricks of the trade. Like that's for me. I'm always looking for a trick
like
of the trade.
like Copes.
Yeah. But and I just started thinking that maybe that is like a little bit of a. Maybe I shouldn't tell everyone all my ailments. Maybe I shouldn't. I overshare. I overshare.
You're very. You're like an open book in a lot of ways.
I'm 100% open book, and I've always felt like that's the best way to live your life. Is especially if you're out here, you just tell everyone everything and.
I think it's like it's person to person. That's the best way for you to do it.
I'm jealous of Joe and Tom and Burr, who no one know anything about. I mean, people don't even know Burr's name. Like how many like people don't know anything about Burr.
Yeah, I think like that's to be, I think there's a value in it. Like
I remember early on Joe telling me Joe said something about I remember telling everyone I'm going to Florida this week. He was like, "Don't fucking do that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Don't fucking tell people you're going anywhere. You're oversharing shit. You're oversharing." And I was like, I remember thinking, no, this is everyone makes cakes different ways.
Yeah.
But and now in hindsight, I look and I go, oh, I've overshared, horror, but I don't know. That's the way I did it,
Yeah, but I mean, on the flip of that, there's some truth to that, but there's also some truth to sometimes where you explain what you're doing or where you're coming from, the reason you're doing it, your point is better served. If people can be misunderstood for having an opinion on something because they don't tell people where they're coming from, and or why they think that way. They're just like this is the line they go down.
If I had cancer, I'd probably tell people on Instagram before I told my wife.
I don't think that's true.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible.
Yeah. But
I'd tell them within the same day. They'd probably get the news at the same time. I don't think there's one person watching here.
If you told Instagram you had cancer before you told Leanne you had cancer,
I would definitely
she would tell you.
Online.
Yeah, she would tell you about your.
Halston would find out online.
I would definitely find out on Instagram.
I fell off.
That's so fucking wild that you would actually think you could do that because she would tell you were getting divorced before she told Instagram.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I fell off a waterfall, and I posted a picture of my fall. Now it was a little tricky because I got a picture and I posted a picture of my fall before I had called her. So, but we were in the middle of nowhere, so I posted it I called her. No, I couldn't get through. And then I was on this fucking backboard and I posted a picture of me on Instagram on a backboard. Can you type in
but
Bert Kreischer back?
But is there some
neck brace backboard?
Is there some sense of
and my parent I don't know
sense of you knew you were okay because do you think maybe she would know you were okay because you were on a backboard? Or because you were messaging or putting it on social media?
I think part of me thought she'll see this and know that I posted it and know that I'm okay because I can't get in. These are great pictures, and know that I can't get in touch with me, and that if she hears something, knows that I'm okay. Yeah. But my parents saw it before I did. It was
before you told them. You mean?
Yeah, and I knew I was okay. I knew that. I was pretty sure I was okay because I felt. You find it? Yeah. Someone took that picture of me. Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder if I posted it. Is this? Who knows? But yeah, I fucking fell and I thought. So
I look at
the bravery Norm had where he went out like a fucking gangster.
Well, there's a load of integrity in
A
like,
load of integrity
and
that I am depleted of.
yeah, I don't like. I'd like to think that part of me is like that, but I don't. Like.
Okay, well, how about this?
But I don't know. Like, and I hope I never have to find out.
So then, is it a moral response? So let's start from ground zero. And I hate to keep using that, but like, Chris Rock tells everyone he has COVID. Now, is that his? I want people listening to answer this before Shane answers this. Answer this in your head. Is that his obligation, his moral obligation, to tell everyone he got COVID? Don't you answer. I want people to answer before you answer, so that they're thinking of, so they can argue this point with us. Does Chris Rock, does Joe Rogan, does Dave Chappelle have a moral obligation to tell you they have COVID when they get it, or do they have the right to not tell a fucking soul? I'm going to think of my answer too.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, comparing it to Norm is different.
It is different.
Yeah, because there's a social responsibility involved with COVID that I actually I believe in, and I think everyone should believe in. It's like, it's contagious. Yeah. And Chris Rock, I mean, he said he had COVID, and he said, "You guys don't want this, get the shot."
Because Chris Rock said it, and then basically said, "This isn't
not something you want to fuck around with." Yeah.
Use it as a platform for people to go get vaccinated.
Yeah, and I mean, if I think that's what you believe in, and you're genuine about it, I think it's okay. It doesn't.
Rogan might have
some people might be doing it for likes when they get it. Like I think some people certainly do. Like I'm not saying Rock does that, but people are like, I got COVID. You guys don't want to get it here. Like, come on, this is gonna get me 10,000 new followers. It was just like, that's like, okay, I guess you're still helping people, but it's also selfish and self-serving, which is like kind of the world we live in now, where anybody does a good deed, a million other like motivations are behind it. Like, there's some self-serving shit.
That's so true. Is that the second you think of a good idea that may help people,
people will like me from it. Like, I am by no means saying I am not susceptible to that, because I certainly am too. But like, I mean, I saw everybody posted their Norm tributes and stuff, and then like one person I saw, she's like, Norm dying has got me really sad, but it's making me want to go out and kill even harder tomorrow night at the blah blah. Like, and they basically plugged their fucking show, and it's just like, it wasn't a joke. I could see people making the joke and just kind of like being like funny about it, but also like that, because that's what Norm would kind of stuff he would do. But like, this was like, your depth of field is fucking off. Like, if you think people can't see how self-serving this sentence is, like,
well, I had a problem with the post.
Also, what's your answer? We didn't.
Oh, my answer
with Rock.
Yeah, I think Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock did the right thing by telling people, I have COVID, I was vaccinated.
Yeah,
it's
I
weird.
agree with his position.
I agree with his position. I agree with. Sadly, I also agree. I'm not sadly, but like, I also agree with Joe's. I know that any of my fans listening.
What's Joe's?
I got COVID. I was fine. I did this protocol, mononucleosis or whatever.
Yeah.
And vasectomies.
But Joe told everyone that he had it, right?
And he beat it in a day.
I mean, but like, did he? Like, I mean, he said he felt better in a day.
He tested negative within 2 days, I think. But now, granted, Joe Rogan's
his position is so different.
Immune system is like fucking black water.
Yeah, and it's also like, his position is so different.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan's the richest comic in the world. Like, or he's like, his advantages are very different. It's not whatever. My shit with that is like,
all right,
I don't know if you just.
All right, how about
you have a responsibility at that level, I guess, one way or the other, and.
Okay, you ready for this? You ready for this?
Fuck, man, I don't know.
It's tough, right?
Well, no, because yes, it is tough.
If I get COVID,
it is tough.
If I get COVID, should I tell people?
Yeah, well, there's a couple. I think you're allowed to or not allowed to. One, to say so much. Two, like Joe also canceled shows and stuff, so he was telling people why he canceled his shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three, I also think when he's like, I did this and this, and I got all these things to get taken care of. Okay. Personally, I don't know, man. Like, because like it's a little bit of like he has a platform that he's created for himself, and maybe we should also not think just because Joe has 20 million downloads an hour that every single one of those people is going to go out and do exactly what he did. We should give them a little more credit for that. Just because a lot of people don't like Joe, and a lot of people don't like Joe, and then they assume that all of his fans think exactly like him, and they won't like them.
Oh, none.
Like that, nobody can be objective if you don't agree with somebody's like politics. Like that, anybody who listens to them, none of them could be objective because you don't like Joe's politics. You assume that all of his fans can't be that objective, or you act like it, which is fucking stupid.
Now, here's my question to you. Okay.
Yeah.
We go out on tour.
Yeah.
Starting in October.
Yeah.
And Joe offers me, hey, just so you know, I've got the protocol that I can arrange for you so that if any of you guys get COVID, you can take the vasectomy, the mononucleosis. You can do all my protocol. Would you do it? If you get sick, would you take what Joe took?
No.
I fucking gobble it up.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I say that now because it's not in front of me, but like my default setting is no, because like, dude, Joe's not a fucking doctor. I mean,
he talked to a doctor.
You talked to a doctor, and like
I talked to a doctor.
Also, a lot of other doctors said the exact opposite stuff. Of Joe's.
I talked to a doctor.
I'm gonna make my own decision, and having the carrot dangled in front of me is a completely different position than the hypothetical I'm in now. But like, I had COVID.
That's right. You did have COVID.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot you got
patient
COVID.
0.
Yeah, you had it like
I had it March 5th.
You got it from a bat.
Yeah. But I didn't tell you guys till I was clear.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anyone, but I just laid in my room. I didn't do anything. But it was also during like hard beginning lockdown.
And how bad your COVID was rough.
It was like, I never thought I had to go to the hospital, but I was like, there were like 3 days where I'm like, this is fucking awful. And I had, I called friends' parents who are doctors that I know, and they like checked in on me and that kind of like, I mean, like, and I had health insurance and all that kind of stuff. So like, but it was also the anxiety at that time was so fucking massive, dude. It was like, because no one had an answer for anything. It was just like, we think this, like, and then remember, I mean, now we all know it's airborne, right? We all know that, but at first they weren't really giving us that information. Like we thought it was like was it surface transmission or whatever. You got
COVID back to make a parallel when people back in the day so far were like when people got AIDS, they thought you get it from mosquitoes.
Yeah. Like it was.
I remember thinking that in Florida, hardcore.
Yeah, I remember my dad was like, I was like 8 or something, but like AIDS was in the news a lot. Yeah. And he was like, you're in high school and you start going to parties and just don't drink someone else's beer, you might get AIDS. Like shit like that, like it's and that's a thing I think we don't think about when things like this happen, is that everything is new, so no one knows everything.
Yeah.
This person is an expert in like the general field, but not on this one particular thing. Like if someone's a general medicine doctor, they still have to consult with somebody about podiatry, like that kind of stuff. Like, so I think we need to think about that more too, because we're anxious. We all want fucking answers. We're all scared.
I talked to a doctor.
Does that make sense, or am I sounding like a fucking buffoon?
No, it makes total sense. By the way, I'm like, I think if I got COVID, I guess ride it out. I'd call my cardiologist, or I'd probably call my cardiologist, because I think he's younger and he's a little more. Like we had a conversation about what Joe did, and he had notes, but he's a little more like hip. Like today, he was like, hey, before you go on the road, you got to get the Johnson & Johnson booster. He's like, Johnson & Johnson booster is like, he's like, if you can, but he's like, Johnson & Johnson booster is no joke. It's like fucking, it's gonna
keep you safe.
It's gonna keep you real safe, because he knows that I'm like and I know that people, if I'm saying this, people say this, but like this fucking virus is fucked with everyone's heads. The idea that there's a boogeyman out there and you can get it from being too close to somebody or not having a mask on. And I've been exposed to the virus a number of times. And people have always had masks on around me, but and by the way, 3 times no one had masks on and I sat as close as we were sitting and still didn't get it. And there's a lot,
and that's the thing. I agree with you. Like, there might be like, and this is something I don't know at all, and I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. There might be like a nesting period where you can have COVID, and not give it to somebody, and then that window ends too. Like in your window of COVID, there's all stuff out there we don't know, and we're all trying to figure out. And like, like your blood. I've seen shit where people are like, this blood type is almost impervious to getting COVID, or they're not getting it at the same high rate. And you're like, okay, well then that might mean like people with O negative are far more susceptible to get and we're not going to know that for eons, because we have to go far enough down the timeline to figure this out and conduct all these experiments. We're still fucking playing catch up with this thing, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's interesting. Because when Chris Rock talked about it, I was like, I'm pretty glad he did. And then I thought about this clip from Norm, and I think cancer is very different, but there is a selfishness to what I understand what Norm was saying. There is a selfishness to comedy right now. Like whereas the old school, like Norm told jokes and the jokes were for you, right? In a weird way, the jokes were for you. And there's a little bit of selfishness in comedy now where
there a little bit of this one's for me.
This one's about me.
Yeah. I know what you're.
By the way, I'm guilty of it.
I mean, the jokes were also for Norm, but I do agree with what you're.
There's a selflessness to what Norm did, where he would take some big swings.
Yeah.
And by the way, if they didn't land, it landed directly on him. But
he took responsibility for his what he did up there. Like,
God, he was so fucking good.
I mean, like, he did. I mean, you can say that like he took a lot of responsibility for what his jokes were.
Can I tell you the one thing that I'm happy about is that I never slept on him. Meaning, like, from the day
he was one of my guys from very
from the very beginning. He was one of my guys from day one.
I don't always get everybody. Like, even in comedy, I don't always get everybody right away. Like, where I'm like, I don't know. And then like years later, they blow my hair back or whatever. But like with him, I was just like, this guy is just tuned in.
All right, let's go through. Just like we'll do five comics that you go always been there for that.
You want to switch it? Like
we'll go back and forth.
So are we taking Norm off the table because he's already like so?
No, we put Norm's number one. Norm will be number one, so we'll just agree on that.
Yeah,
that where you go always been someone. You, like
Regan is one of those guys I could always watch. Yeah,
but Brian Regan he's
somebody I can always watch do it.
He talked about having to parallel this. He talked about having OCD on his special. Super relatable, super comforting. Made me go like, oh, I wish I had that kind of OCD. Like I had the fucking OCD.
I think it's so, but like it's also Brian Regan. Like meaning like. He's one of the best comics. So like maybe not of course he can take his OCD and make it work in a bit.
Yeah.
But he if someone is capable of it, you would bet on him to do it. Like
never slept on Brian Regan. Yeah. No matter the day I discovered him to today, I still everything he's done has made me laugh just as hard. And when he's on anything, I get excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great. And it's like, and that's the thing is like, well, like, that's like the weirdest fucking thing in the world to me is when there people are like newer comics. Like, well, like Regan does that. And you're like, yeah, the guy who's been doing it for 35 years and sells out theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can do the bit about OCD and make it funny. It's not just what he's talking about. It's what he's doing. That's like when Louis put out a special every year and then everybody started doing this. Like, what are you guys fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Like, I play pickup basketball. And I have been on the floor at Madison Square Garden. I didn't think I was playing in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's stupid. Like, I
remember someone was like, Louis has like a shit joke or a jerk off joke or a stuck an airplane joke. You're like, yeah, but it's Louis.
Yeah.
Like Louis isn't going like this is Louis definitely okay let's go back to our list.
That's so fucking crazy. That's the like level of comparison people have. It's just like but just like we both have airplane jokes. It's like, yeah, that's it though. That's like if I saw Shaq and like we both have shoes. Can I have yours? Like,
Yeah.
like that doesn't fit. It literally doesn't fit. You don't fit with your dumb comparison.
I can do my list so quick as we're doing this. I'm going literally Chappelle, everything he's ever done, I've always loved. Everything he's ever done, I've always loved. Burr, everything he's done. But no, Burr.
Bill would probably be mine too. Yeah,
Bill is
I call him
someone.
Bill like I fucking know him.
No, but Bill. I remember Bill when he was younger. Attell.
Yeah, I mean that's the only guy people watch at the Cellar. Like everybody, like like he's the only person I see people get up for most of the time at the Cellar and go downstairs. Like, or not like everyone does go down, but like I will say he's the name I hear the most. Not to try and blow smoke up his ass, but like somebody's like, "Who's on right now?" And like I tell him, "Man, I'm gonna go watch." Like guys will do that.
I'll tell you from
Sean Patton, I can always watch.
Oh yeah,
like,
Sean Patton's fucking.
He's so funny, and he's not famous at all. But like I can genuinely always watch him, and he's like a dear friend. But I like as a peer, he does something very different.
Yeah. I would probably say Maria Bamford.
It's so different. Maria, I don't know. I can't act like I watch all of her stuff.
I can watch anything she does because I'm always interested.
Yeah, I'm really
fascinated by
I watch her, but I can't say I like hunt down everything she does because that would be a lie.
I kind of
Tig is someone I can watch do that.
Yeah, Tig's great.
Cosby was one of those people I could watch work. Like he really like.
Yeah,
it's like, and I mean, I did comedy before he turned. Like we all knew what he was. So yeah,
Stanhope.
Yeah, Doug. Yeah,
Stanhope without a doubt.
That fucking beer hall putsch is like it. Like I rewatch comedy specials. I will.
Yeah,
but very few of them am I like watching with the same kind of laughter as the first time.
I got to watch Beer Hall Putsch again.
Yeah, you know who's I actually really liked, and I knew of her was Taylor Tomlinson. I watched her Quarter Life Crisis. I was like I didn't know shit about her, but I threw it on, and I just throw them on, and I was like, fuck. Like it was like, I was like, well, when you watch comedy and you're like, they're gonna do this thing, and then I was like, oh, she did that thing, and she's good, yeah,
really good. I mean,
she's got
jokes.
angles. Like
she has jokes when she's like, you ever do something as a kid and you think it's normal, and then you meet other kids and they're like, what? You put your clothes away? We had to wear muzzles. And
I was like, I'm working on a bit with a similar kind of like,
yeah.
When you find out like you do something weird just because somebody else told you, like that's the strangest thing. Yeah, that's so funny.
She said to me, she was one of the jokes I put in my spot. I just thought it was a really cheap joke, and I was working with her. I used to take her on the road all the time, and she was like, yeah, I took her on the road for. I mean, what facts are and what my memories are two very different things. So like I'd say 2 years, but probably 12 times.
Yeah. Once every 2 months.
Yeah,
for 2 years. Yeah,
but it seemed like forever.
No, but you work together.
Yeah, we worked together a lot, and she was like, I like that blowjob joke. I was opening with a blowjob joke. It was sometimes when my wife is giving me a blowjob, I had the feeling she's gagging for the wrong reason.
I think I remember this.
Yeah, and then she was like, it's a good joke. I'd open with it. And I was like, for real? She was like, because she knew I was looking for an opening joke. Like I wanted to
bang, boom.
I wanted to come out
of the gate,
hammer it. Yeah. That's the cool thing about getting ready for a special is you start getting ready for like all the fucking fixins around it. Yeah. Like
you finally get to like it's like, here's all the materials for my house. Now I'm fucking actually building it.
Well, right now I feel like, and I'm so far away from shooting a special, but I started thinking about it the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I get to do all the like imagine if you're building a house and you go, but you're in no rush, and you're like, I like that chandelier. I don't know where I'll put it, but I'm gonna grab it, and then you put it off to the side, and you're like, oh shit, those are the pavers we're looking for. And you're like, someone's like, yeah, but you haven't built the house. You're like, yeah, but I know, but at least I know the pavers I'm looking for. Yeah. And so like the other day I thought of the term, someone was talking about getting high from secondhand smoke. And I just real quick thought of the term secondhand cum. And I was like, I don't know if that'll ever make it in the special, but I love the term secondhand cum. Or like I have this story, I think I told it I think you heard me tell it about making out with a chick that had just sucked some guy's dick, and then going, "You think secondhand smoke's bad?
Yeah.
You should try
I do remember this.
secondhand.
Yeah. Secondhand kiss. Ugh.
Secondhand.
Kiss.
Cum is such an aggressive word.
Hey, can I ask if I had this? You know when you have a bit pop into your head and you're like, somebody has this.
Yeah.
Like I got this from somewhere else. I had this line. It's like, "Oh, you're so dumb. You blow your vibrator." Is that something?
No, but I like it.
That's not something you've heard someone do, though.
No. I've never heard of anyone blowing a vibrator.
Yeah. Okay.
I used to have a joke about Leanne goes, she goes, "We should spice it up in the bedroom. We should get a dildo." And I was like, "How about we use my cock?" And I was like, "I'm not subbing this guy out for anyone. I'm not like, if anything, I'll bring him in."
That's kind of very like, yeah, no.
Yeah. I go, if anything, we'll bring him in as a closer, start you off with the dildo and be like, "All right, bring in the big lefty." And then you're like, "Dum, dum, sh, dum, dum, sh."
Mariano Rivera.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Closing out the show. We call him the Big Heater. 6 inches long.
Stout. Slender thighed.
Oh,
Maybe his last summer in the game.
God, there was a something
Bert's dick.
and walk off the. I forget the.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I was trying to get back onto comics. I mean, we named like 7 of them.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot more that I could. Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, so different.
Zach Galifianakis. I could.
But that's
always
what you do. You
him.
watch people who are different than you. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
like we both tell stories for the most, like
Yeah.
in a lot of like, and I like storytelling comics. And Ron White, I can always watch, even though he's a storytelling like I
I
don't
can
like
always watch Ron White.
Yeah, I mean, I like Tom. There's a few. I mean,
Sebastian's really fun to watch.
yeah. Chris, especially like early on, he was somebody I could rewatch a million times.
I'd watch. I like watching Chris Rock now because I haven't seen him do stand up in forever, but his approach is so very different from like how I make the sausage. Like he loves to like make it without the casing at first.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, the casing's the part that holds it together." And he's like, "Yeah, but if you
I think
sell
if
them
you
on
had
the
to make
casing."
yeah. Who else? I was trying to think what's Joe Pera. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's got a TV show called Joe Pera Talks to You. I think it's on Adult Swim, but his stand up is just really his late night's really good. I think he did Seth is what he did or something. But like he's really like he's just doing his own thing. I'm not even going to try to explain it because it's like you're looking at it, you're like, "Oh, this dude is like just weird and doing his own stuff."
Can I tell you someone who hits it out of the park on Instagram, on Twitter all the time is Ian.
Carmel?
Yeah. He's got jokes where I go.
Solomon Giorgio is another guy like that. Like his Twitter just blows me away.
Ian had a tweet the other day. Oh, fuck. Type in Ian Parms. I think it's Ian Parms. Is it? What does it say? Oh,
Ian, even the very successful actor Michael B. Jordan is the shitty Michael Jordan. I'm the greatest Ian Carmel of all time.
He had one about Michael B. Jordan. I'm just looking for Scottie B. Pippen.
Oh,
I just was like, he's really funny on
his pod.
No,
or on
his podcast is fucking awesome.
But on the Corden, yeah,
his podcast is awesome because it's like it's just a disconnect and fun, you know.
Yeah, what's a jumping off point? We did a live one this weekend in Denver.
Oh, really? Is that what you were doing in Denver?
Yeah, we're doing High Plains Comedy House is like an indie festival there, kind of like this guy, my buddy Adam Caton Holland and Karen Wachtel put it on, and they're like, it's just like fun, like it's a good group of comics, like good show, definitely an alt-tier vibe, but like the Dollop podcast guys came and headlined it.
Those guys are great.
Yeah,
that's a great podcast.
Yeah, it's super fun. People should really check that out.
I was talking about doing a podcast with a historian. And I wanted to sit with a historian and talk about like history. So I really am fascinated by history.
Yeah.
And someone's like, "Do you mean the dollop?" And I was like, "Oh,
I guess
kinda.
I did. Yeah. You're
Kinda.
Like,
I guess. So I guess what would I do? Just make jokes the whole time?
Yeah. You're like,
I was like,
no, actually, like you're all of a sudden you're gonna chime in with. But you are like a history guy.
I'm really fascinated by history because
what was it we watched? Or you were reading when we were on tour, The Conquerors? Was that the book?
Yeah. About the Portuguese fucking finding the spice trade or whatever.
And then just turning into just complete monsters.
I mean, complete monsters.
Yeah. I downloaded it, that book.
It's
and I was like, I can't get it.
It got me really depressed.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the one Rogan recommended, Midnight Over the Harvest Moon or something, and it was about the Indian Wars with Texans and frontiersmen, and it was like just so colossally depressing.
Like Frontier Wars, basically.
Yeah. And you're just like, and I mean, almost the emotion.
It sounds so interesting already. Like it's
I can't. There's so many atrocities throughout history. I think I get, sometimes it'll give me anxiety. And then like what's interesting is my YouTube feed. So like I stopped watching shit on YouTube. I stopped watching anything that like all I watch on YouTube is history. That's all I watch on YouTube. I don't click anything that isn't history.
When you
so all I get on my feed is Dark Ages documentary. Why Russia sold Alaska. I take that back. I take that back. I watch best food review show ever. I take that back. But I watch enough history that all that comes up in my feed is history. History Brody Moss comes up in my feed. Like I have some old school ones that I've watched, like Rogan comes up in my feed.
Yeah.
But history is like when I click on my fucking YouTube page, the first 7 are history. It's all history.
How often are you on YouTube?
I sleep to it.
Really?
Yeah, I sleep to it. I put on a history documentary on YouTube and I play it, and then I play it throughout the night. I kind of think I remember some of it the next day, and so that's why all the stuff on my thing is all history. They're really done well. I should recommend some channels. Maybe I'll do that on an open tabs also. But like, so
that's a good idea.
They're really good. They're animated, but they're basically a history podcast, and they're animated, and so you don't have to watch them.
So it's just visual aid.
It's visual aid for
Yeah.
But I mean I've listened to almost everything. I've listened to everything about the Napoleonic Wars, about anything about France.
Do you have a favorite
period of history?
Yeah.
Or
I mean favorite, or like you don't want to say favorite war, but
I'm not turned on to like the War of the Roses era. Like I would say that's more medieval, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on the shit, but I was fascinated by the war. Type in France. Is it France Terror? It's the no. God, damn it. It's
that's a depressing suggestion.
It's a horrible, France.
France Terror.
There was a period of France that is. I wish I knew more. I wish I was smarter. I just listen to it. It fascinates me. I see if I can write some joke out of it, or if I find like a verbiage, or sometimes verbiage or the way they talk about things will stick with me, and I'll put it in my book, and because I like the way the words come together.
Yeah, that's a good like when I can kind of relate to that when I'm reading something, and the way a line is like
the Reign of Terror. Reign of Terror.
The flow of the language, the way they put it together, and like how they use.
So the Reign of Terror is fucking fascinating, in my opinion, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was basically a period of violence during the French Revolution, incited by conflict between two rival political factions, and there were mass executions. Now, here's what I find fascinating about the Reign of Terror: the guy that started it is also the guy that ended it. And by the way, once again, any history buffs losing their shit right now, going, Bert, that's not at all what happened. But this is what I accrued out of it. The guy that started the Reign of Terror, the guy that started these mass executions all you had to do is point fingers at someone and they'd be fucking executed these days. And during that time, the only way they ended it is when they killed that man. When they decapitated, put that guy in the guillotine.
The guy who started it?
The guy who started pointing fingers. They then killed that guy. And once they killed that guy, the Reign of Terror was over. And so what I find fascinating about this Reign of Terror was I wouldn't say it's akin to cancel culture, but that you could find parallels. And when you think,
it's not people aren't like,
it's like
clearly aren't being beheaded, but like I think we can really, really jump on people very fast. And it's like piranha-esque. Like, here's some chum, go get it, and then
Yeah.
if someone's devoured before you know it.
And so what's really fascinating
And
is
I don't think people think about.
no one thinks about it. I don't think about it. I don't think about that's
It's
why
it's just, it can. Some people do. Most people don't. Like, some people are reactive. They're like, this person said this. Who's got the best joke? Who's got the, like, and then you're like, and the thing we all do this. Once somebody has a joke about someone who's getting canceled because they did something, you start seeing, like, you're like, Jesus Christ. Once the first thing you think, 70,000 people like this.
Yeah.
Like, or, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things of, like, the numbers encourage the behavior of us doing it. Like, there's a satisfaction, I think, in being like, I do it when I fucking post on Instagram and something gets, like, whatever amount of likes. I'm like, oh, that did pretty well. Like, that's the thing I think. Like, when I check to see how many, if I had hit a certain number of followers this week, like,
yeah.
Because
I've stopped doing that. I've stopped trying to look at numbers on my videos because that number was giving me pleasure. And then if the number wasn't what I liked, it kind of bummed me out.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't really care. I mean, I do care, but I shouldn't care. I should just let my happiness be within. I have this whole fucking.
You should let it make you happy. Don't let it make you sad, because, like, it's like.
Yeah. I just started journaling. Journaling my feelings every morning just for part of therapy, because I'm trying to get back connected into society, and I feel like I've been such an outsider.
You cannot do this.
What?
Because that's for you. You're journaling, but, like, reading it on a live stream would be so you can't. You actually can't do it.
I actually could not.
You need to have a thing that's for you and not for, like, all these people to consume. Like, they're even consuming our friendship right now, which is, like, kind of interesting. I'm glad it's good for us. But, like,
by the way, I'll sell our friendship.
Me too. Come on.
But with McCarthyism, it wasn't over until he was dead. No, I don't think they killed him, but
you mean the Reign of Terror?
Yeah, the Reign of Terror. And so I thought that was really fascinating. So I was like, the things like that fascinate me. The Falklands are amazing.
Oh, the islands?
The Falklands the Falklands, and the takeover, the loss, and then the recapture, and then the again loss.
It's because it's like they're really, like, one, because they present, like, a strategic military advantage because of where they are or something. Is that what it is? Because, like, I think they're in between two places. I don't know anything about them.
By the way, we sat
with what I said. Don't worry.
We had a guy on the set of our movie who Billy. I don't care to say his name. Billy, who fought in the Falklands, and he's old, my age, a little older than me, but he fought in the Falklands, and the Falklands were like a British mainstay, and then they came over and took over a part of the island and pushed Britain here, and then I think France took over, and then. But it was, like, really fascinating to hear. I'll tell you what's really fucking.
It's wild is that there were people there before France or.
If
France or England got there, right? Like, that's the other thing we don't think about. It's like,
that's what one of the things Norm said. By the way, not to get Norm canceled. I hope it doesn't happen. But he said they were talking. He was talking to Dennis Miller, and he said something about Native Americans, and then Norm goes, "Yeah, but who did they take it from?" And Dennis is like, huh? And he goes, I mean, were there not people before them? I mean, I'm saying people were somewhere. Everyone was somewhere. Who did they take it from?
I mean, there's a thought to it. I can't.
Because
I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I see where he's going.
I'll tell you what's really.
I see where he's going, but, like, if you're gonna make that point, you should probably know what came before it. Is what I will say.
What's really fascinating, I wish I could, I guess I might have listened to a few docs on the conquering of South America, which was really fascinating. The problem is the information goes out of my brain so quickly because it's not something that's super useful to me, so that I listen to the documentary.
Well, you should just enjoy stuff.
I just enjoy it because I enjoy the story. I enjoy hearing stories of like they, I think it was the Spanish came in to take over Peru and had not taken into account the altitude, and just how fucking it fucks them up. So the Peruvians are up here like, come on, come get us. And then they're just like,
So they'd be climbing up a mountain and just
And there was no like math on how to not get altitude sickness.
Yeah.
So they're like, I think we're all dying.
We'll just camp. We'll just camp for 3 weeks or whatever. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, little stuff like that was really has been fascinating to me. And so
It's
I
crazy
sleep
we
to it.
only learned that stuff because someone like failed because of it. You know, like it's like you learn about they learned about altitude sickness. They're like because they didn't think about it. And why would you? Because it's probably so early on in humans trying to conquer one another that.
But what's so interesting to me is that also this has nothing to do with my career. So like this has
That's
nothing
good,
to
though,
do
right?
with like the business or a movie or like it's not a comedy podcast.
You're not like absorbing it and being like, I could turn this into something. Like
Right.
You're,
You're just sitting there going like, you're just trying to be like, I just find it fascinating. You know, and Burr created this whole obsession because he gave me this book, Flyboys. And I'll tell you right now, for anyone listening, that first chapter, that prologue on Flyboys is one of the most fascinating things I've ever read. I mean, it just talks about Asia. And I
Flyboys is about pilots.
about a bunch of pilots in World War II who flew missions over Japan just before the bombing of Hiroshima. And one of the flyboys is George H. Bush. Herbert's the dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so George H.
I could be
Bush.
wrong, but I detested that family a great deal, so I didn't really know who was.
I would have loved to have been.
I didn't know their middle names.
Loved to have been kin to them. Oh my God.
You'd be fine.
I had a joke.
You wouldn't have to do this podcast. The family's doing well.
Yeah. George W. Bush's daughter is on the Today Show, correct?
Oh, really?
Is she? She's on the Today Show. I'm almost certain.
Jenna Bush.
Jenna Bush.
Yeah.
She doesn't curse. This is what makes me love Jenna Bush.
You like
She
that?
doesn't curse. But yeah, but I know that she wouldn't like me. I know she wouldn't like me. But when you're someone who just is so one thing, I get a kick out of it.
That you're thinking like, what are the, I don't think this former president, former 2-term president's daughter would like me.
I don't think she'd like me at all, despite the fact that her dad in college would have loved me.
Probably.
Probably
love you now.
Me. He'd love me now, I think.
Yes.
But
right there.
she won't say the word fart. She calls it the F word, which can be a little confusing.
She thinks there's 3 meanings for that word,
She thinks there's one. I don't think the word fuck comes into her mind at all.
which is
I think is
insane.
I think she would not use that word. So for her, the F word is fart. And she was telling a story on the Today Show. I think about this.
If I start
once a
thinking
month.
when I hear the phrase the F word, if I start thinking fart,
She goes,
I'm going to text you.
Someone said something, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done in an elevator? And she goes, I F-worded in an elevator one time. And everyone's like, what? She goes, yeah, I was by myself. And everyone's like, huh? And it was on the show. And I sat up in bed and started going, I love Jenna Bush. I love Jenna Bush. She doesn't know that she just told everyone she fucked in an elevator. Oh, I fucking love Jenna Bush. What time do you got to get out of here? We're
I'm
going
good.
up on 3 hours.
Are we all ready?
2:20? Oh, we started at 2:20?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're fine. I mean, I have a show at 7:30.
You doing spots tonight?
Just one over at Dynasty Typewriter for.
Typewriter's a great fucking place.
Yeah, Jamie's the best.
I don't know him. I don't know them, but I know
Yeah.
that's a great fucking venue.
Have you not been to it yet?
I did a show with the Dollop the day before the fucking pandemic kicked.
Really?
Yeah. I came home.
But you know Jamie though. He used to be the Improv.
Oh yeah, I know Jamie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
place.
Oh, for real?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I would love to do a spot at Dynasty Typewriter.
Jesus is hosting the show tonight.
For real?
Yeah. It's for he won't do it. It's for Netflix like radio thing. So like
What
they're
is it?
just taping sets and then
Oh,
putting them
okay.
up for streams.
I did so Dave from the Dollop.
Okay.
Am I saying the right name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave and like I know because I mean like I met him for the first time
Yeah.
like 2 days ago.
So Dave and Gareth and I are backstage. It is. Will you type in Bert Kreischer Dollop appearance?
What was
This
the
is
subject?
really fucking interesting.
What was the story?
What's that? What do you mean? Oh, I don't actually know. But all I know is I said really inappropriate shit on it.
Well,
Live
that ought to
Dynasty
narrow down
typewriter.
the,
What's
that
the
ought to
date?
narrow down the Google search.
So they released it. Okay, they released it on the 23rd.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
They
So
released
this
it
was
on the
like
23rd.
maybe a week or two before.
We shot it a week before, probably 2 weeks before, week and a half before, on like the 13th, on a 13th. And I went in.
So
and
the tour had already ended. Like you'd already canceled the date.
Nope. We had just we were going. God, I wonder what day we recorded that, because I was flying out the next day to go to New Orleans,
And that's when they had to cancel at the Sanger.
and they said,
Because I was already, yeah. Because I had already left.
God, when?
Yeah.
When? By the way, I am the worst at fact checking. Like my story, the way when I tell a story, I feel like I'm just telling you what I think you need to hear. Like, and then you're going, wait, is it 23rd? I'm like, well, hold on,
I mean,
gets better. Gets better. And then in my head, I'm like, Bert, do some quick math. And then I'm like, it was the 13th. And you're like, well, was that before the Singer? And I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
Shane, can you not hold me
We
to
were
some
on the
fucking
bus,
dates?
and then we fucking lose everything.
So it was before we left. It was in between DC and New Orleans. So we were in DC, and everyone was talking about this virus.
Yeah.
And I went and did this. I wish I knew an exact date, because then I'd be better. It was not the 23rd. I know that, because stay-at-home orders were on the 15th.
Okay.
15th were absolute stay-at-home orders.
I bet.
Wait, hold
I don't
on.
have-
Why am I fuck? This does not make any sense.
No, I'm having deja vu, by the way. Weird.
I wish you could go back into your calendar and look at like past years. Why does it erase things out of your calendar?
Does it do that?
I think so for me.
I don't think it does.
Let's see. When was March?
March of 2020
Okay.
is when, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't. Hold on. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it'll kind of defeat the purpose of the function of a calendar, to put dates on it and have them disappear.
March 10th. That's when you did it.
I did it March 10th.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we must have, did we?
So you did this, then flew out to meet the bus somewhere and went to New Orleans.
No. Oh, yeah.
Because the 12th you flew to
March 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in May. My bad. I'm in May. God damn it, Bert. March 10th, it says?
Yeah.
I did the dollop at Dynasty Typewriter at 8 o'clock. So then the Singer must have been on the 12th. I flew from LAX to DFW on the 12th. And the Singer must have been
Sanger? Is it Sanger?
Montgomery. No. Montgomery, Alabama was the 7th.
Oh.
At 1 a.m. we flew out to New Orleans on the 12th. I flew to New Orleans on the 12th to do the Singer Theater on the 12th.
And you ran.
And I did Dynasty Typewriter on the 10th. Okay. So on the 10th, these are all tracking. Jesus Christ. Don't ever fucking put me under oath. I am fucked.
Oh, yeah. We're not.
So on the 10th, I do the dollop, and my special's getting ready to air. You guys will have this aired by then. Well, yeah. And he said, Dave says, what, he goes, don't talk to anyone in the audience. Don't go shaking anyone's hands. And he goes, and if you could, just keep your distance. And I went, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And he's like, hey man, this virus thing is going to be fucking serious. Dave is so fucking smart. He really is so fucking smart. He goes, this virus thing is going to be very serious. And I go, are you being serious? And he was like, dude, let me tell you something. Our country is going to shut down for a long period of time. And I went, and Gareth's like, hey man, I'd listen to him. He knows what he's fucking talking about. And I go, Dave, you're telling me? And he goes, he was keeping distance. He was washing his hands constantly. And he was like, trust me. I go, I have dates. I'm leaving for New Orleans tomorrow or 2 days. And he goes, those are getting canceled. The fucking country will shut down. This is way big. He kept saying,
Dave said this?
This is on the 10th. He goes, this is way bigger than you think. This is way bigger than, this is going to cripple our economy. Like, he's literally predicting the year. This is when no one thought it was real. And I had to tell him, I was just at a fucking Knicks game drinking beer in the crowd with everyone. And he was like, if you don't mind, we don't know anything about this virus yet, so just keep your distance. And so we stayed distant. We did the dollop. I went home and I was like, Dave's out of his fucking mind. I go, man, that's a true conspiracy theorist. I get on the flight. We get into New Orleans. We get into New Orleans. We land in New Orleans. Andrew and I are on the same flight. We go out drinking that morning in New Orleans because I drank all night on the flight.
Yeah.
We pull in. We start drinking in New Orleans. We have a meeting with who's the guy that used to host Wipeout. I had him on the podcast and I can't remember his name right now.
John Cena?
No, he hosts the new Wipeout.
Simon Gibson?
No, we have a meeting with him. He's producing a movie. He just got his movie greenlit, and he's like, I think you're right for the role. I want to introduce you to the producers. So we go downstairs and we're drinking beers, and I am oblivious to this virus. We're drinking beers. John Henson. He's like, I'd love for you to do this. I'd love for you to star in this. We're shooting Florida. You're perfect for it. And I'm like, great. Andrew and I go in. We have a few beers. They come in and they're wearing masks and rubber gloves, the producers. And I'm like, and they're sitting away from us. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, this virus, we got to take it serious. We got to take it seriously. And I was like, I'm unmasked. I'm touching my face. I just got off a flight. I tell them I got off a flight. The woman moves one table away from me. I mean, it was like, and then you could see John being like, I hope this just comes and goes. I got a movie that's greenlit. It's greenlit. I'm shooting it. We're scouting locations today. And so we go back to the bus, pass out, wake up, and they're like,
no shows.
no shows.
Wild.
And I think
You guys took the bus back, right?
oh yeah, that was the first extravagant spend on my part where I was like, so I remember saying to everyone, like, how do you guys feel? I was like, we can all get flights today, get on a plane today, tomorrow, party in New Orleans, get on a plane, or we can take the bus back. And I remember Ron's like, I got to take the bus back anyway. You're paying for it to go back. And I was like, let's just take the bus home. And so we all stayed on the bus. And
Yeah, and I don't think anybody wanted to fly anyways, probably.
I quit drinking. I quit drinking on the 15th of March. Find out what time. Because I've always told the story and I've said totally wrong dates every time. What day were stay-at-home orders in Los Angeles? I think they were March 15th.
I mean, I was stuck here, but I don't remember. But you even remember in the beginning, like when they were like stay-at-home orders and people were like, I have to get groceries. Can I go to the grocery store? Like we knew, like generally speaking, the public really knew nothing. Like,
so, can I tell you that's the fucking only time Leanne's ever outright bended the knee apologized to me. Because I am a little bit of a fucking psycho. And so I hoard frozen meats, frozen fish, canned foods, frozen everything. I hoard them and I put them in a garage. And I've done it forever. Bottles of water, fucking out the ass. Obviously booze. But we had noodles. I remember one time I just bought,
obviously,
I was like, I saw a deal on fucking pasta. And I was like, I bet this shit lasts forever. I grab a bunch of pasta. I throw it in our freezer so that we had a freezer in the fridge and freezer outside. And she was like, it's clogging up our garage. And I was like, babe, trust me. I go, one day shit's going to go sideways. We're going to need this. I remember her coming in and being like, I am sorry for treating you like shit, treating your OCD like shit, treating your nooks and crannies is what I called it, treating it like shit because you really have kind of like saved the day. We don't need to go to the store. We have tons of fucking food. We're fine. And we were until you could go to the store, which was like fucking April, I want to say. We had so much food and we had bought this house and we had a refrigerator here.
I remember.
And I filled that with meat.
I
did Rogan and Rogan gave me like 15 pounds of elk.
Did he really?
And I was like, babe, going to the new house. I'm dropping off at the new house, the freezer in the new house. And we filled. Do you remember
How
this?
long was it before you broke, like you saw anyone outside of your family?
Oh, in person,
Yeah.
definitely. I don't know why would I ever try to answer this question, because I'll tell you what, I was sober for 3 months. I didn't drink for 3 months. March, April, May. I had my first drink. I had my first drink mid-May, probably, so 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And so probably 2.5 months. We had. I remember people walking by in the front yard and me keeping like 30 feet distance and talking to them. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna back up a little bit. And but Leanne was a little more comfortable because in her brain she's like, you can't get it outside. And I was like,
yeah, or things like that. I remember feeling like a great sense of relief when I saw paper towels back in my grocery store. God, like that's how fucking.
By the way, I've only been to the grocery store probably, no joke, 3 times since. 3 times.
You guys just Instacarts?
No, me. I won't go to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store the first time back to the grocery store. We went to Gelson's, and I had a legit panic attack. And but I didn't. It's funny because I've had panic attacks before. I couldn't quantify it as a panic attack. Something was just off, and I was like, I don't know.
Was it like COVID fear?
Oh yeah, it was people fear. It was like being around people, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And I went out to the car, and it just went away, and I was like, all right, I don't know, guess I'm just gonna have to acclimate. But what's crazy is that on the road, when we went on the road, it was better in a weird way. Like I can go to
well, that's a place you're also like comfortable, like that's a big part of it. I think is doing things you know how to do. Like everything was taking away, so that place was familiar again, which was good.
Targets and Walmarts are more comfortable to me because I think there's so much more space you can keep away from people.
I mean, I guess that's actually just true.
Like you go to a Gelson's and people are like, excuse me, and you're like, what the fuck? I thought we were supposed to not touch each other.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was like anxious. Like this one guy, like I had my headphones in after it was like my first trip to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And this guy like tapped my shoulder. I was like, what the fuck, man? And it was just like, he doesn't know, like, or we're all learning shit. That was the other thing. Like, I thought, like, everyone's so fucking like, this world is different now. It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe someone not doing something that you are doing is just them forgetting or not remembering to do this new thing. Or like, but we were all so fucking anxious.
Dude,
maybe not all of us, but you get what I'm saying. Like a lot of people were just like so wound up. They were like, what are you doing? Stay away. And they're just like, oh, my bad. We need to like give space to one another a bit. Yeah.
I'm bad with confrontation. And I remember going into Gelson's and a woman complaining that my mask wasn't the right mask. And I remember being like, I can't have this in my life where people can just come up to me and complain.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm doing something and so that got me out. And then I was in the grocery store like just recently. Oh, right before on Friday, I went to Gelson's, but I was in and out, motherfucker. Got 6 bottles of wine. Got 6 bottles of wine. I went in and these people were talking, like sitting next to each other talking. And I was like, excuse me, guys, can I get in there? And they're like, sure, reach in. And I was like, hey, just give me a little space. And they're like, huh? I said, I'm just trying to stay socially distant, guys. And they were like, oh, yeah, right, sure. I'm like, you live in fucking Hollywood.
Yeah, and also like, I think that's also one of those things like, maybe these guys like, yeah, okay, should just be like, yeah, okay. Like,
yeah,
we're clearly more lax than we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, we're all trying to find out where people are. Because the other thing is like, like you were saying, it fucked with everyone. But people came out at different times too. So they sustained it longer in some ways, in some regards, or less amount of time, or are more comfortable. Going
on tour with you guys saved my brain.
It was good for me too.
It was good for my brain because I think but do you remember were you with us in Colorado when we went to house?
Yeah.
And do you remember
that was like the fattest I have ever felt was like on that tour.
Dude, I fucking bleep his name out, but I shit all over that bathroom. Do you remember that? Do you remember?
At whose bathroom?
In Colorado?
At that house?
At that house, I had the worst diarrhea I've ever had in my fucking life. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I do not remember when you had a fucking horrid bowel movement at a stranger's house who let you park your tour bus on their private man-made lake.
But
Or whatever that was.
Do you remember how
I do not
lax-
remember that time you fucking had liquid defecation.
Do you remember we had been on tour all around the country, and then just how comfortable they were being around us, and all of us were like, I don't want to give it to you guys.
Yeah, but like, well, that was like, yeah, that's true. And there was also the weird part of like how much isolation, like people will like, it's just us. Like,
Yeah.
and like you guys have just been on your butt. You know, that was like a big part. And that was also one of the things that was like made that tour really good and also really hard for me was like, you know, like when we tour together, like I love it, but I always have like an hour a day at least where I am like on my own. Like I can't be around. I need my downtime. So like, but there was nothing open, you know,
There
like
was
so
nothing.
so like you know like oh I'm just gonna go get a coffee. I'll catch up with you guys in an hour, and like you're doing a podcast or whatever, guys. I was just like, I don't know where I'm fucking supposed to. I would just go like stand outside the bus and look.
Yeah.
like because I was like it was a really quite an adjustment for me to like be around people that much all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I remember like being like, I don't want to have kids, like because I would have to just be around them a bunch.
Oh yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. Like I wouldn't say I'm like what do you call it?
Hermit.
An introvert, but like, you know, like I'm definitely like
You're definitely more introverted than I am.
yes.
I loved the
And Dave is like very outgoing too.
Dave is very extroverted.
And like there's a nice mix of that on the bus because I would say Mans is outgoing, and I would say Andrew and Zeus and I
are a little more introverted.
yeah, and then I would say Ron is like I don't think he cares whatever anyone does. Like I think the only thing he cares about is whether or not we slam the door, and that's about it. But yeah, so that balance works on the bus.
All right, we should wrap this up. I think I got to pick up Isla at fucking 5 o'clock.
Are they in school?
No, she got golf practice.
What?
I'm playing golf.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? We should wrap up, but I should. I had a question. I don't know.
Wait. Think about it.
I can't remember. I don't. Oh, it's probably just like touring stuff or something. But
Well, I can't wait to go back on tour. What you don't know what dates you're on? I wonder if I could.
do. I know I'm on the big October. Or is it all of us again? Or are we doing like chunks?
I think we're doing chunks. I know that like I tried to get it so that we could all, so that we could have big. Jesus Christ, I don't know what it's under.
I'm with you in like 2 weeks, like or a week and a half. Like I have my birthday and then I fly out to meet you somewhere.
So, okay, yeah, because I think Dave's not on that one.
Yeah.
I think Dave starts off the South in Alabama and all those, and then you come out the next week, and then we go to Florida. You're not on Florida.
I'm not
right?
on Florida, but I am in like Montgomery and all of that kind of stuff. And then I do the chunk in the Midwest where we like do the Fox Theater and that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like
I got Stacy planning activities for us.
great. She's rad.
Yeah,
And
and
then I don't think I'm in New Orleans. I don't know. Like, you know, some of it I'm not sure if you because I didn't know if everybody was together again or if you were doing like
I was going to
remember
do that.
before it was like, oh well, you come this time and Dave will come the next weekend. We were kind of like
That's how we used to do it, and I just thought it was easier to do 2 people.
2 is great.
Two
like
is the
3 of us
perfect.
is great because like
one was one. I remember we did 1 for a long time, and then Dave. I think it was like you and Dave goes, just I love having company.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? And he was like, I think it's healthier for us just to not be just me and you, to be me, you, and another guy. And I was like, okay. So we started doing that, and then Andrew.
That's actually that's a good chunk. Like because it was also fun
yeah.
when we were at Atlantic City like this past time with Mike and there were a bunch. Yeah.
It was great with Mike, and then I'll tell you what. After doing Red Rocks, I just said I want to make everything a little more eventy for us. I want to make it more fun for us, and I want it to be like you only live once, and I'm living on the road these next 3 months at least. And so I was like, I'm going to make everything a lot of our downtime's fun. I don't know if we're doing Sober October again this year, but like if we do, we'll just do it the way we
I can't believe
did.
you're doing it. Like
Why?
I just think it's hard, dude. Like I mean, like I know, like we talk about like how much you drink, but I'm not like
we talked.
that. I'm not like. It's not like there's a bunch of voices of reason on this tour bus. Like, like it's not like maybe water. Like even Mans, who's the healthiest one, is like he's polishing off bottles of like. And I know throwing him under the bus. Is he shooting this again too?
So Mans and Andrew are gonna like tag team, but I think there's gonna be somewhere they're like the big Florida run. I think we have some big events planned.
I'm
in
sure
between.
you do. Yeah.
Like Dave just texted about. He's like, I know we have 3 days off. Do you think you'd be interested in taking us to the Bahamas? And I was like, I don't know. Let's get a price point on it. Because I'm like, if it's
he text you things like that?
he goes, yeah, you just
That's
texted.
crazy,
He texted, you're on the fucking text chain, aren't you?
That might be a private one or a different one, just you and him one, because like that's crazy to me that.
Hello? What are you doing? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing some-
we got to get Halston wrapped. You got another podcast.
When we
But so I want to go to the Florida State. I also I really would love to acquire some booster shots. I would love to get
weird
a booster.
doctors out there.
Oh yeah, if
You shouldn't be soliciting medical help through your podcast.
Yeah, if you guys are if you're a
like,
doctor and you got your
yeah,
hands on
yeah.
some boosters.
Yeah, all the doctors at Bert's show that just filled up the back of their pickup trucks like hot tubs.
Listen, we're gonna be going to COVID extra friendly places like Huntsville, Alabama.
I will say, this is like horrible, but my ticket numbers are way better in those places when I go to those places.
By the way, let's do vaccinations at my shows and boosters. I would love to get a booster shot. I told my cardiologist.
What do you think would happen if you did vaccinations at your shows?
I think a lot of people would just be like, no thanks. I'm not going to get a shot from a guy in a parking lot.
But like if you offered them, like not like mandatory. I don't.
I don't think.
You don't even think.
I don't think anyone's like, well, you know, it's a good cocktail.
Yeah,
put one of these in between vodkas and
that's a very
sodas.
good. Like, want to make my hangover worse for tomorrow? Yeah.
I wonder if you offered. I don't think people aren't getting vaccinated because they're hard to come by. I think people aren't getting vaccinated because they don't want to get vaccinated.
Yes, yeah. At this point, I think that's very.
And by the way,
yeah.
it's like I said, it's so many people that are completely ideologically polar opposites that you go.
Yeah. Like this, the thing is, it's not one person.
I'll be dead serious. I'll be dead serious.
One kind of person.
My cardiologist today said you need to get the Johnson & Johnson booster. I'll be very honest. There was a part of my brain that went, and I already have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Part of my brain goes, yeah, but what do we know about these? I swear to God,
dude, yeah.
My brain said that, and I went, this isn't.
I can do that with anything, dude. I remember I did New Faces in 2013.
Yeah.
And then I saw the New Faces for 2014 come out, and I was like, who the fuck are these people, and why didn't I get this? And I was like, legitimately, I was like, you can't do this twice.
Yeah.
Like it's so stupid.
Is the booster shot just another vaccine?
I think it's like
it's not a booster shot. It's just another.
I think it's like another
dose.
dose. Yeah. I don't know what would be different about a booster shot if you already had it in you. You know, like I think it's like
they last.
I think it's like kind of like my impression, and I could be super wrong about this. Is like it's kind of like filling up your gas tank before it's empty. Like
then how is the new Johnson & Johnson booster 94% effective against COVID? By the way, I'm certain that we are going to get flagged by any medical people because all we've been doing is spewing inaccuracies.
We should.
My dad sent me this today. He said,
a picture of his cock. You just turn your phone.
Yeah. He goes, buddy, you need to get some of this. And, fuck the booster.
Oh, God.
Who fucking knows what he said? I can't find it. But my dad texted and he was like, you need to get the all right, we should wrap this up. We should wrap this up.
When does this come out?
I don't know. When does this come out?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we'll put it out earlier because we talk about the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll rearrange the schedules. You know, fuck Rosebud Baker, right? Okay.
She's great. Did you watch her special?
Yeah. I did. I did. I'll tell you whose podcast is going to take a little while to come out.
Yeah.
Little Shane Gillis. We're gonna have to clean the fuck up out of that one.
Was it?
We got hammered at like 10 in the morning, and at the end, I mean, by the way, I'm gonna leave them vast. Anytime that he goes, no, leave it in, leave it in.
Oh, right.
We were just. I mean,
you understand? You're almost like, hey, look, man. This is also like a form of social distancing. I can't be near this guy.
Shane was fucking hilarious.
He's a funny dude.
He's a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
I got lit up. Shane texted me because some article wrote, Shane Gillis is gets the last laugh or whatever, and that basically saying his special's hilarious. Saturday Night Live canceled him, and whatever. And his special is fucking hilarious. And so I just tweeted it and I said, "Congratulations, Shane." And Shane texted me. He's like, "You might want to take that down." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, you're getting a lot of heat from people because I guess I don't know what the Blaze is, but I guess is the Blaze like a right wing."
I'm honestly not. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't.
Or like it was something with an agenda. Wrote up Shane. Like something.
I guess
yeah,
I don't know. I really sincerely don't know what the Blaze is. All I know is that Shane Gillis comes up in my feed.
Yeah,
and Shane Gillis probably has a digital footprint that walks on that side of the road.
Yeah.
And so
I would say he had this bit I thought was so fucking funny. The moment Gillis, moment he said it, he just goes like, "If people don't like Trump, but he's hilarious." He's like, "Remember that time he said he tried to nuke a hurricane?" and it was just like, yeah. At the time, we were like, "That's the craziest thing I've ever heard." I can't believe it. But that's he said it so. It was something. And I'm butchering it, but I was like, "Oh, that's so funny!" That's just so fun. Such a funny thing.
What was the time when we were in the tour bus and Andrew's so fucking dry sometimes?
Yeah,
and he goes, "Oh no, Donald Trump can be very funny." Do you remember when he called Ted Cruz's dad the Golden State Killer?
Yeah,
and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah." He said he was the Golden State. His dad was actually the Golden State Killer, and I was like, "He said that?" Like he said,
some of it is like Christopher Buckley level, like absurdity of
Dude, what's the one that's the viral one of Kamala Harris going, "Don't come," and Trump goes, "I'm gonna come." That I've seen that. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, I did not see
What
that.
if we put a higher table here? Would that work, Halston?
Whatever covers up my belly.
I want to cover up my bare feet and my belly.
You never wear shoes.
That's Florida for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I could just retire and go perform in Key West.
I mean, you could, but
okay.
But then you can't do that.
I wouldn't mind. It's so funny. I would love to.
Would you can you see yourself ending up back in Florida? Like, I'm done with the game.
Key West. I could see myself in Key West.
Yeah.
I could definitely see myself living in Key West. I would be very happy living in Key West. Now, I would not be very, very healthy, and I would probably. Oh, hey, what's up, baby? I'm waiting on your board. Okay. This is a great podcast.
It's good to see. No, it's fine. Don't be sorry. You have a guest too.
I'm trying to get this booster, Leanne. I look autoimmune. If they had seen me yesterday, they would have thought it. Today, I look fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't drank.
How long you been?
Oh, right now it's about 18 hours. No, I didn't drink last night. I didn't drink last night.
I was legitimately worried when you said at the beginning of the podcast when you were checking your blood pressure. I was like, you're like,
oh God.
I will be a little happy if you do sober October. It's easier on the bus when everybody. It's camaraderie helps with it.
Rogan and Tom. I mean, everyone's got to agree to it. If no one's into it, I'm not going to do it. But
yeah.
And by the way, there's one day that I already have kind of earmarked for drinking pretty heavily.
Which is that?
I'm taking the girls to the Rams game, and it's October 3rd, and I was like, I'm going to want to party pretty aggressively.
Day before my birthday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so...
that'll be... Who are they playing?
Cardinals?
Yeah.
We're just going to...
We should wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap
it.
All right. I love you. I'll see you on tour.
I'll see you. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.